I don't know that for sure. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but that's somebody from the ground got that little video that's all of a sudden looks like the plane was on fire.
Man, I mean, just a horrific scene. I'm going to watch that story because I'm intrigued with the sheer length of the trail of fire, what happened there. But anyway, our prayers for the people of Louisville. Okay, as we head toward the holiday season, one thing I don't want you to do is pack on more weight. Fast Eddie, you know what I'm talking about? This is the time of year where people just surrender to their weight and they say, screw it, I'll try it in the new year. I'll lose weight in the new year. Don't do that. Fast Eddie's not gonna. He's decided to join me on PhD weight loss, and you're just a couple of days away from getting the program started.
I am, sir. Yes, I have my consultation, and Friday it begins.
50 pounds you want to lose. I think you'll do it before May. I think you can do it
so.
through the holidays. Yeah. So we're going to check in with Ed. You know that I've lost over 40 pounds, and I did it in under 4 months' time. So I think Eddie's going to do it like a champ. He's never even been on any kind of program before. Dr. Ashley Lucas and her team want to help you. They're going to give you huge discounts if you join us right now. MyPhDWeightLoss.com, 864-644-1900, 864-644-1900, MyPhDWeightLoss.com. Come on, join us. Lose some weight during the holidays. We'll see you tomorrow. Hey there, it's Chris. Holidays are forgiving, but for cyber criminals, they're also for taking. Cybercrime spikes during Black Friday and Cyber Monday always go through the roof, with over half of U.S. shoppers now worrying about getting scammed by fake emails, bogus shipping notifications, phony online stores. It's everywhere. One wrong click, and your data could be gone. That's why you got to protect yourself with WebRoot Total Protection, the all-in-one cybersecurity identity protection solution. You can get 60% off for a limited time at webroot.com/Chris. Real-time antivirus, firewall, web threat shield.
I'm Gianna Gelosi with your Fox True Crime Minute. Nearly 2 decades after Jennifer Kesse vanished from her Orlando apartment complex, her family says they're feeling hopeful as state investigators re-examine key evidence in the case. Kesse was 24 years old when she disappeared January 24th, 2006. Her car was later found abandoned about a mile from her apartment with evidence that someone else had driven it. Surveillance video showed a person of interest walking away from the car, but it was grainy and the person was never identified. Despite early efforts by local law enforcement, leads dried up and the case became one of Florida's most enduring missing person mysteries. In the biggest development in the case in 2 decades, new DNA evidence has been found and is being tested for the very first time. Florida Department of Law Enforcement has also narrowed down its person of interest list to just a few people, and police have told Kesse's father that finally his missing daughter's case is no longer cold. There's more on this story at foxnews.com or subscribe to the Fox True Crime Podcast. I'm Gianna Gelosi with your Fox True Crime Minute.
The Point is KUSG, Hagåtña, Guam, 93.3 FM and 104.3 HD3.
The president defends his agenda. Lisa Brady, Fox News.
They put America last. We put America first. We put America first.
President Trump at a business forum in Miami.
And as long as I'm in the White House, the United States is not going communist in any way, shape, or form. We'll stop it. We're going to stop it. Stop this nonsense.
This after a Democrat sweep of key elections yesterday, including for governor in Virginia and New Jersey, and in New York City, where self-proclaimed Democratic socialist Zoran Mamdani will be the new mayor.
As I've warned for many years, our opponents are hell-bent on turning America into a communist Cuba or socialist Venezuela, and you see what happened to those places.
The president says Americans now face a choice between communism and common sense. But House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries says last night's wins send a different message.
Republican policies are crushing people, particularly as it relates to the cost of living and health care, and the American people are rejecting that extremism.
He and the top Senate Democrat are demanding a meeting with the president on the record government shutdown, now on day 36. The president says Democrats are holding the country hostage by refusing to pass a short-term spending bill already passed by the House. The president's use of emergency powers to impose tariffs facing pushback at the U.S. Supreme Court. Justice Neil Gorsuch challenging the Solicitor General John Sauer's argument on executive authority.
Could Congress delegate to the president the power to regulate commerce with foreign nations as he sees fit, to lay and collect duties as he sees fit?
We don't assert that here. That would be a much harder case now in 1790.
Isn't that the logic of your view, though?
I don't think so.
Sauer says the tariffs are exercising the power to regulate foreign commerce, not the power to tax, which belongs to Congress. The plaintiffs, including small businesses, argue tariffs are taxes. America is listening to Fox News.
In a world where the 2025 Nissan inventory must be moved, one team rises.
The clearance team.
The clearance team? What's that?
We're the Nissan Guam clearance team, slashing prices on all 2025 vehicles. We even have models starting as low as $150 per paycheck.
That's awesome. Let's do it.
You're gonna love yourself a Nissan.
Don't miss the model year-end clearance happening now at Nissan Guam. On approved credit, some conditions apply. See Nissan Guam for details.
Wendy's just dropped their all-new tendies, and they did not come to play. We're talking crispy, seasoned breading on the outside, juicy, all-white meat chicken on the inside. Yeah, they're premium, they're craveable, they're everything a chicken tender should be. And you know Wendy's brings the sauce. Introducing the new signature and scorching hot dip cups. Bold, flavorful, and now nearly double the size for max dunkability. New Wendy's tendies. Crunch harder, dip bigger, eat happy, gotta be Wendy's.
16 people remain unaccounted for after the deadly crash of a UPS plane in Louisville yesterday.
Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear declaring a state of emergency to deal with fallout from Tuesday's UPS cargo crash in what's become a recovery operation that spans a massive debris field, with several people still missing.
We're asking everybody to pray, asking everybody to give all their hopes. There won't be that many more families that are impacted by a loss of a loved one.
The National Transportation Safety Board is on scene to look into what caused UPS Flight 2976, an over 30-year-old McDonnell Douglas MD-11, to crash on takeoff. Right now, flights remain limited in and out of Louisville, where a shelter-in-place order has been reduced to about a quarter mile surrounding the crash site.
Fox's Jeff Manasso, the plane crashing into several businesses. So far, 9 bodies found, including the 3 crew members. The Israeli military just announcing more remains handed over by Hamas. If confirmed as hostage remains, that would leave 6 others still in Gaza. Earlier in the day, Israel handing over the bodies of 15 more Palestinians. Voters in Seattle will have to wait a bit longer to find out who their next mayor is.
It could take several days to determine a winner of Seattle's mayoral race in Washington state's all-mail-in election. Ballots had to be postmarked by Election Day, meaning a substantial portion of the vote is counted after Tuesday. The first batch of returns has incumbent Democratic Mayor Bruce Harrell leading with about 53% of the vote versus 46% for challenger progressive activist Katie Wilson. A win for Harrell would make him the first Seattle mayor to win re-election since 2005 and suggest the city's voters may not be ready to embrace Wilson's brand of progressive politics. Lillian Wu, Fox News.
An hour to the close on Wall Street, a rally continues. The Dow's up 313. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News.
Celebrating the 176-year anniversary of American President Lines, APL is a trusted partner to the U.S. government and its military. Our U.S.-flagged vessels are proud to provide ocean transportation, logistics, and critical mission support worldwide, and most especially to our local partners right here on Guam and Saipan. APL has an extensive network that connects your shipping needs to anywhere in the world. The APL Guam team is dedicated and are here to help you. Call 588-4651 or visit apl.com. APL, global presence with a local home.
At Mezcla Dos, every bite is a taste of Guam. Juicy burgers, stacked high, crispy fries, and Chamorro barbecue hot off the grill, all made fast, fresh, and full of flavor. It's the island vibe you crave and made to satisfy. Whether you're dining in or grabbing a quick lunch to go, Mezcla Dos has the flavor that keeps you coming back. We're proud to be serving up food that shows off Guam's flavors, from our signature sauces to fresh local ingredients. Every dish is packed with island flavor. And don't forget, locals love Wednesdays. All locals and military get 10% off all day. Bring the whole family, bring your appetite, and make every Wednesday a flavor-packed day. Because at Mezcla Dos, every meal feels like home.
My Rewards is giving away 1 million points at 76 Circle K. Fuel up 7 gallons and you're automatically entered to win. Every week for 12 weeks, 11 winners will be taking home 7,600 My Rewards points. Redeem food, drinks, gas, and more. The My Rewards 1 million points prize pool is exclusively for My Rewards members only. Not a member? Sign up now on the My Rewards app, available on the App Store or Google Play. What would you do with your share of 1 million My Rewards points? Join My Rewards at 76 Circle K. Better rewards, bigger savings.
Off and Good Morning Guam at 6:06 on Thursday, November 6th. I'm Donna DeJesus with a look at your local news on The Point. Lawmakers in Washington have failed again to pass a temporary funding bill, making this the longest federal government shutdown in U.S. history at 36 days. The shutdown has paused some programs, including SNAP benefits for November. Congressman Jim Moylan is still on island during a district work period and says federal employees who are furloughed can seek guidance through his office. His office released a resource guide that lists local and federal assistance for food, housing, utilities, financial help, and mental health support. Most federal employees are expected to receive back pay once the shutdown ends. Meanwhile, Tropical Depression 32W is expected to bring heavy rain and gusty winds to Guam and Rota through tomorrow. As of 4:45 this morning, the system was located 365 miles southwest of Guam and may intensify into a tropical storm or typhoon by tonight. The system will not make a direct landfall, but residents can expect sustained winds of 35 miles per hour with gusts up to 40 miles per hour. Total rainfall could reach 4 to 8 inches by tomorrow, increasing the risk of flooding and landslides. A flood watch and a wind advisory are in effect. Officials advise clearing drains, securing loose debris, and driving safely in the heavy showers. We'll have more news after this.
Every company needs money for investments to help grow our working capital to take on today's economy. That's why Bank Pacific's commercial loan officers stand ready to help you. We offer several programs tailored to assist companies to get to the next step, or perhaps for a startup, including working with SBA and GITA. Bank Pacific. And we want to be your partner. Equal opportunity lender. Credit conditions apply.
The Pregnant Workers Fairness Act is moving closer to full implementation. The law would require employers to provide reasonable accommodations for workers whose job duties are affected by pregnancy or childbirth. A public hearing was held on the rules that would guide enforcement. The Guam Department of Labor would be able to investigate complaints, request records, and work with federal agencies. Penalties for employers start with fines up to $1,000 for a first offense and increase for repeat violations. Labor officials say they want the rules approved quickly so benefits can begin. And DOA is inviting GovGuam retirees and survivors to an important Medicare outreach event this Saturday, November 8th. The event is for those aged 64 and above who are Medicare eligible or near eligible. It begins at 10 o'clock at the Guam Museum Theater. The session will cover key topics, including Medicare basics, enrollment options, and details on coverage and reimbursements. The goal is to provide essential information to help former government employees navigate their benefits. For those who cannot attend in person, the session will also be held on Zoom. You can find the necessary link and meeting ID information online at KUAM.com. And those are your top stories right here on The Point. Now here's Ray with your weather.
No, you don't need me with the weather. I got a guy. There's an old dude that we've got over at the National Weather Service who spends every waking moment 24 hours a day wondering, will the phone ring? Will it be Ray Gibson and Joe and Donna from The Point seeking us out for the latest information on the storm? Now, Donna gave you a pretty good write-up in just a few minutes ago about what was going on. I want the absolute latest and greatest. I pulled down the last satellite image in the last few minutes so I could see what was going on and what changes have taken place overnight with 32W. On the line to explain what we're looking at on the screen is Brandon Eilert from the National Weather Service. Good morning, Brad.
Good morning, Ray. I've been waiting for your call. I've got my handprints just baked into the phone handset, just waiting for you to call.
Exactly my point. Exactly. I didn't know whether we were going to do you late in the first hour or early in the first hour, but I figured I want everybody to get started today with an idea of what's going on, because it looks a little bit different than it did yesterday. And you know, I'm trying to sort out that little boys with the rope analogy. But I'm wondering, are we seeing the result of those little boys, fat kids under the blanket wrestling into the? I don't know. That analogy here, where it comes to this storm, is it me, or is the circulation as it moves drifting a little bit upward?
It is a massive system, still a tropical depression. I'm updating my my webpage with the Joint Typhoon Warning Center to see if they're going to be upgrading it with this next cycle. Still, we're looking at the 1 a.m. advisory and the forecast track, but it is on the move. It is shifting. It's been doing a slow westward motion, a little bit west-northwest. So it's largely following the expectations. But yes, there is a northward propagation of some of those peripheral showers. You see those in the cloud cover, and the showers and winds are coming over us, and the weather radar is working.
I saw that.
Anderson Maintenance, they were working their butts off yesterday, and they got us some radar data coming in nice and strong. But yes, the rains have arrived, and so today we are looking at rainy and windy. We just have that one band that has passed over the island, so we're going to see the rains let off a little bit. Luckily, even when we've had some of those bursts of heavier showers, they've been on the move, so it's ultimately reduced some of that short-term accumulation. But definitely have your umbrellas, have your raincoat. It's going to be wet out there. It's going to be windy.
What kind of windy are we talking about? I mean, we had some gusts, and looking at the weather forecast today, you're predicting gusts as high as 45 miles an hour?
That is correct. And so we're going to be putting up a weather balloon at 9 o'clock this morning, and that's going to give us a direct measurement of what those winds are doing at 1,000 feet, 2,000 feet. And that's going to be a good proxy for what we could anticipate for the gust potential when we get these heavy showers that mixes up down those stronger winds. And that's when we just feel that wind blowing. Your tarps, canopies, if you left them up, they're going to be slapping around. So if you don't have everything completely anchored, strongly secured, it's going to be a wet process. I don't want to take that tarp down. Don't make me take the tarp in the backyard down.
It's too much. It's a pain in the ass to put back up. It's just me and the cat. Anyway, okay. So now the other thing is, I'm looking at the weather forecast, and notwithstanding what we're looking at on radar and satellite, this is also going to be rather sticky. It's Thursday morning, but we've got scattered showers and thunderstorms in the forecast that Joe printed out for me that goes all the way through Saturday afternoon.
That is correct. So even though Tropical Depression 32W is moving away from us, it is pretty far away from us as it is.
Yeah.
But as it moves out further into the Philippine Sea, there's still going to be a kind of a southeasterly wind pattern setting up over the Marianas. And so when you think of the tropical depression itself, it's shaped like a clock. The winds rotate counterclockwise. So that would put southerly winds on the east side, on our side of the storm. And what will happen is as the trades try to build in from the east, we're going to have that convergent pattern. And so when tropical winds converge, you get that uprising motion, and now you've got more clouds and rain, and that looks to stay around us for Friday, Saturday, into Sunday before really easing off early next week.
All right. Something, and sorry to make this such a personal weathercast here, but I signed up for the 10K, the bubble run. And so the question that I have is just how bad is the headwind going to be going from the car dealership all the way up to the Micronesia Mall and then some before we get back? So I'll have a little bit of a gravity return on the downhill, but will I have anything? Will I have anything pushing me from behind and holding me up from the front?
All I can say is just be glad you're not running with a stroller against those winds. But it's going to be a nasty headwind. And usually in the nighttime hours, we do see the winds over the island decrease. But right now with the overall pattern, we're still going to be looking at a fairly decent breeze in the morning hours, early morning hours. So it's a chance to be wet. It's a chance to be bubbly.
Yeah.
We're going to have that colorful dust powder just caking up on you. So definitely wear your whitest shirts and shorts.
And brand new shoes.
It's going to be a blast.
Brand new Go shoes. One other thing before I let you go, and one of the other stories that Donna reported, it's in my head right now, is National Weather Service, part of, the Department of Agriculture or something like that?
Department of Commerce.
Commerce in the United States of America, and the longest shutdown ever in the history of the United States of America. How's that been impacting you and your brother and your team over at the National Weather Service? How are you guys holding up?
Well, we're all feeling similar impacts to other federal workers, but at least since we are an accepted agency as a National Weather Service, we continue to provide our 24/7 weather watch, weather support, and so business as usual for our operations. And so we are working around the clock as always. We're pulling in extra staff just for the uptick and the weather pattern across the region. It's not just the Marianas. We've got stuff going on in the Marshall Islands, all across Western Micronesia. So we are supplementing our staff and bringing all hands on deck just to maintain a full comprehensive weather watch and support.
Well, that's good news, because we might have a couple of leftover mescla gift certificates or something like that if you guys haven't eaten in a while.
Well, we find food every so often. It's just Food has been scarce, dealing with the busy workflow.
Yeah. But I see this guy's walking around with all the bananas and oranges after the 5Ks. Brandon, pleasure talking with you. Appreciate the update on the story. And as you said, you're using the 1 o'clock information now. And when is that going to get updated? When might we get another look at what the latest information is out of the JTWC, et cetera?
It should be coming up on the JTWC webpage any moment now. They've been running a little bit early the past couple of days, but right now I think they're probably looking at some shifts in the posturing, and so that could be the slight delay. They are warning on 2 tropical cyclones, Typhoon 31W Kalmegi over in the South China Sea, and then of course our system. The 1 o'clock advisory this morning, they did have, they indicated a tropical storm in just a matter of a couple of hours. So we're going to see if they have that with the current analysis, and that should be any time now. And we're going to have our public advisory no later than 8 o'clock this morning. But again, no tropical cyclone conditions for the Marianas, but watch out on the marine, on the seas. It will be very choppy. It'll be wavy, surf, and especially for folks across the south and the eastern shores, send us some reports if you're seeing increased erosion from the eastern shores of southern Guam.
Oh, really?
And southern eastern shores with these high tides. We got the full moon. We got the king tide. So the moon is closer to the earth right now than at any other time of the year. It's typical in the orbital patterns. And so high tides will be higher, low tides lower. And when we have this increased surf and stronger winds, that water is going to be running up higher on shore, up into the vegetation line at the tops of the beaches. So if you've got inundation, send us some reports. Call it into the weather office, put it on our Facebook page, send us a private message. We appreciate those, and we.
Well, now I get pictures from Pirates Cove. I'm looking. I'm trying to study those a little bit closer now to find out whether or not that's having an impact right now. But I couldn't tell you where we are on the tide cycle, on the tide charts. Whether that's whether right now around sunrise is going to be a thing. All right. So everybody send them to me, and I will send them to Brandon, or you can send them directly to Brandon. He'll send them to me. It'll work out like that one way or the other. 6:19 in the morning. You have a great day, Brandon. I'll see you this weekend if we don't talk again tomorrow.
Absolutely. Talk soon.
Shoot. 888-8255-888-TALK. We freed up that line. Showers likely and possibly a thunderstorm today. Some of the storms could produce heavy rainfall, cloudy, highs near 86 degrees. Windy, east-southeast winds 21 to 30 miles an hour, gusting as high as 45 miles an hour. So, yeah, we're talking about rainy day here, rainy evening as well. Scattered showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy with lows around 77 degrees. Breezy, south-southeast winds 18 to 26 miles an hour. Possible that we are going to see gusts around 40 miles an hour today. So, as the man said, today's the day. I'm going to find out. If my what's the ERC? If my ERC tarp will stand up to 45 mile an hour winds in the backyard.
F around.
And find out. Thank you very much. Let me see. High surf, rip currents, wind advisories, flood watches, king tides, etc. With a heat index today, we'll feel like 90 degrees, so much cooler, 70% chance of rain. It's doing it right now. Sunrise was about 3 minutes ago at 6:17. Sunset tonight should be about 5:52. I looked for color last night, just didn't see any of it. The only color that I saw was the incredible bronze tan that was coming at me at the Run with Friends, and I looked up, and sure enough, it was the rough and ready real Joe Cruz, who, bucking the trend, did not want to run with friends yesterday, but I'm sure found some anyway. 6:20 in the morning in the Ray Gibson Show. We got more on the way. All of this brought to you by Bank Pacific, banking on the Pacific for over 70 years.
Bundle smarter, work better. When you're running a business, every decision counts. Now's your chance to make one that gives you more. For a limited time, get hybrid fiber internet up to 1 gig for as low as $125 a month. Plus, get up to 6 months of free internet and free Samsung Galaxy earbuds when you bundle with Docomo Pacific. Ready to get started? Try our free bundles calculator by visiting info.docomopacific.com/radio25. While supplies last, some conditions apply.
Half a day. Alex here from Security Title. Thinking about buying a home? Here's your quick financial roadmap. Step 1, check that credit score. It's your golden ticket to better rates. Step 2, set your budget. Down payment, closing costs, monthly payments, know your numbers. Step 3, get pre-approved. That's your power move in this market. Finally, work with a trusted real estate agent and Security Title to guide you every step of the way. Your dream home starts with a solid financial plan.
What's that, Real Joe? Portions of the broadcast made possible by APL American President Lines, a global presence with a local home. Also brought to you by my guys over at Take Care.
The Ray Gibson Show. Morning talk that matters. Call now, 888-TALK. That's 888-8255.
We finally did it. We finally got a communist in a major American city, New York City, run by a socialist Democrat, a.k.a. communist, a.k.a. Pinko. It's a dream come true. The plan worked, ladies and gentlemen.
It's been 50 years in the making.
Yep. I can't believe it. You know, it's finally. I'm just kidding. I'm messing around. Don't start storming the radio station. Go, what? Turncoat? You turncoat, what's going on? But the guy won. The guy won. Had as much backing as certain Democrats were going to give him. It's kind of like a hands-off, nudge, wink. Yeah, I think this would be interesting if he was the mayor of a major American city, says Barack Obama. What did you say? FAFO is the thing, and there's
Bye, New York.
There's gonna be I just wanted to let you know there's gonna be gloating. And there's going to be memes. I'm just saying there's going to be memes, and I don't want anybody to freak out about this, but because coming the Republicans, the conservatives, the right has the best memes ever. The guys on the left side, not really good at. I'll give you an example. Like Gavin Newsom's got this meme, and it's just lame. It's what do they call it? Cringe. And I don't have it with me on me right now.
Up in my mouth.
Yes, exactly. It wasn't even good enough for me to screenshot and then send to the meme machine. And now we've got this one. Now we've got the current conventional wisdom memes from the right. And now that Zoran Mamdani, whatever his name is now the mayor of New York City. This is a conservative meme, and it's funny as hell.
It is.
It's not Sex in the City. It's no Sex in the City, and it's got these women.
Oh, wow.
And they've got the burqas.
I see ankle.
Yeah, we're gonna have to change that. We're gonna have to
a little bit of the wrist. Oh yeah.
I see face. They shouldn't be able to see in or out. Just
and no driving for you, woman. Back in the kitchen.
So there's gonna be gloating. I get as you know, there's a couple of Democrats and like ultra lefties that I've got in my face in my profile-y thing, and so it will be interesting to see what they come up. But they're already posting things on Facebook and the internet. Speaking of Facebook, what did somebody touch something? I think we lost the Facebook feed. Jump over if you're jumbling around looking for something. Just go over to the YouTube side where hopefully everything is going to be okay. You know what I think it is? I think it was when I started talking about Zoran. Facebook cut me off. They said there's probably got the filtery thing going. That's enough of that. You're going to, you know what? We gave you time to gloat over Trump's victory, the red wave, led by Congressman Jimmy Craig Moylan on Guam in the last election. You've got to give us time to gloat, and if you're not giving us time to gloat, or you're teasing our memes, then we're going to shut you off. All right. So maybe I'll change subjects down the road a little bit in the thing as we begin the broadcast. Anyway, welcome to the program. Excuse the mess. It is the Ray Gibson Show on 93.3 The Point. My name is Ray. Thrilled as usual to be here with you on what's today? Thursday.
Almost there.
Hey, you know what I forgot to do in the weather report? I forgot to do the weather, the thing for the weather for Friday, and where I go, hey Joe, what's tomorrow?
Friday.
Hey, how about that? Okay, so I got it this time. Okay, just FYI, I'm totally restarting the Facebook feed at this time. So it might mean we're going to have to start all over again with hello, who's on the thing here. At any rate, so lots and lots in the table of contents. Donna doesn't have a lot of news, so if you got some news to share, by all means, send it to us at 797-8255 or call in a news story this morning at 888-8255. Seriously, there's it's all patchy news that we frankly have been talking about over the course of the last couple of days. So I'll see what I can come up with in terms of new stories, new feeds. I did run into one last night that I can't tell you how happy I am to have seen this in my traveling around on the social media. That's what I do at night.
Yeah,
it's what I do at night. After I go and I run with friends. And then I go and lurk someplace, but I'm lurking with my phone, looking for things to talk about in the program tomorrow. And I found a couple of interesting things, and you're probably wondering what they are. You're gonna have to wait. I just want to make sure. I want to make sure that the Facebook feed is all restarted and all of that. So we got the folks over there will hear the big news stories that I'm talking about. However, I might also save some of that for a couple of more minutes into the thing. 888-8255, like I said, for the telephone. Real Joe gets that because it makes something blink in his studio and it freaks him out. He's not good with that. It's like an ADHD trigger or something like that. So he'll get the phone, vet you, tell you not to be on the speakerphone, turn the radio all the way down, try to use your real name, all of that. As I said, Donna, with news and headlines as we make our way through most of this Thursday morning. And then if there's something else that you want to do, but you're even too lazy to call up the radio station or send in a meme, just type it in on the Facebook side or the WhatsApp side. Facebook side or the YouTube side. I will check on both of those. Yesterday, I was trying to stay on top of what was going on the Gizmo yesterday and on the YouTube side because it's Ken Leon Guerrero started talking about living wage, and then he just got jumped. I mean, he just remember that Robbie Benson movie where he had to get jumped in and he got jumped out, right? It was exactly like that. So there might be more like that in the thing today. I'm not sure. We'll just have to watch and see what happens and how things play out. At any rate, is that the way that we begin the program? Might as well get these guys in 6:28 in the morning. Speaking of gangsters.
Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name. And they're always glad you came. You want to be where you can see our troubles are all the same. You want to be where everybody knows your name. You want to go where people know people are all the same. You want to go where everybody knows your name.
Oh man, it's the full moon. It's got to be that. Getting reports of choppiness on the YouTube side. That's going to suck. Okay, so if it keeps going on for a couple of minutes, maybe while Donna's doing the news in a few minutes, I'll restart the YouTube feed. So I just want to let you know if something like that happens, just click on it. Now there's another way that you can do this. Just FYI. The radio.
There you go.
You can
Ways
actually
to win.
I know
Another way to win.
FM radio 93.3 FM. Some parts of the island might have a little bit of a choppy signal, but for the most part, I think we've got a decent enough feed on the radio for you to be able to hear in most places. If you still actually have a radio in the house. All right, on the Facebook side, and this is the Facebook version, Chapter 1, says here I got EOD Kaboom.
Hot wires.
It's true. Lori with a Y. Dwayne is hanging out over here as well. Nice to see B. Brennan Fausto. There's me saying, hey. Jane Nauta in the thing. Alpha Day 2. Tony and Annette and Pinko Anna. Real Joe, I don't think we've seen the front of Tony. Hey, Ton, you're in trouble, man.
We haven't seen you in a while,
Frenchie put out a press release, man.
Uh-oh.
No, it's not
Green
about...
light?
Well, no.
Green light on site. Tony Atta.
He's back. Okay, so Frenchie's mad mostly at Tina Rose Munya Barnes.
Oh no!
But now he's also including Tony Atta in people to be mad at.
Oh man!
Because Tony didn't call her out on
his heart.
What Frenchie believes is some kind of an ethics violation. My bro Greg Carabach's in town. I got Jessica S.E. Cruz saying mushy mushy. Patrick Bumba, good to see Carol Ann Prune. Ismail Velez says, wow, Mamdani wins on his vow to eradicate billionaires.
Oh, wow, you sound salty, Chief.
Taken from the rich and giving to the unemployed. We're about to see corporations flee from New York City. Heck, the Statue of Liberty just left last night. There's a meme, I'm sure. So here's here's the thing, and I don't know, I don't want to give up too much, but the guy in the hour that comes on before me, Chris DeGaulle is his name, and he was interviewing this guy, and the guy made what I thought was the interesting point is Mamdani won by offering people, we're going to lower the cost of this, we're going to freeze the price of that, we're going to make this, that, and the other thing free.
No rent.
We're going to make everything free, and the only way to do that is to, as Ismail was pointing out, take money from the rich. Well, what happens if the rich bag? And we've seen it happen before. We've seen it where they go, you're not taking very good care of the people that keep the wheels in this town running. So we are going to take our money and regardless of whether or not we have invested $100 or $100 billion in New York City, guess what? We're taking it out of town. The only thing to which I've got to say, all right, only the people that did not vote for Mamdani. You can't say, well, we supported Mamdani in the election, but we're going to hate his policies, so we're going to split and go to Florida and ruin Florida. So I just say, if you voted for Mamdani, you have to stay there. You got to stay there. Sorry, that's the way it is. And if you voted for him and New York starts to sink, again, sorry, you that's what votes have consequences. You got to stick around. But if you supported any of the other guys, all right, fine. There's no exit duty for you. You may leave New York at will. And
Escape.
And when all of a sudden all of the free things that he's talking about wanting to do don't turn out to be possible, and then hopefully that will all be visible by the midterms and prevent him and AOC from running for president of the United States of America down the road. Anyway, 6:32. Might be a couple other people hanging out of the machine. There's Auntie Bennett, Lujan Duenas, Richard Leon. I got to say his name, otherwise he thinks I'm censoring him. So what do we got? Tattoo Shauna Fujikawa Stickles says, put a cover on your coffee tumblers. I may have to wear my cheetah print rain boots. Hey. Pictures, pictures, or it didn't happen. Dave Stickles, we need pictures or it didn't happen. Cheetah print rain boots. That's all?
That's it?
Cool.
An umbrella.
Where were we?
Just an umbrella.
That's the theme on today's Facebook show is where is my Pika's best umbrella on a day like today? Good to see JB St. Nicholas online. Auntie Bennett, Alicia Duenas Anderson says, good morning. Point Familia Thurs Fry. Stay dry, says JB. Gerald Young on. Let me see. Nate Horn hanging out in the thing. Let me see. Is Ken Augustin. Alicia Duenas says, be safe, Point Familia. It's flooded out there. Almost there, says the Christine Oliver, Roland Torres, and Michelle Conception on version 1 of the Facebook feed. Looks like we're still getting some choppy connections on the YouTube side. Wish there was more I could do about that other than just restarting the gizmo. Gets a little bit tricky on that. What with all of the technology that we've got working here, and the way it works is, as I've told you before, we send a signal out. What happens to it once it leaves our building and goes out into the world through the fibers of IT&E and all of that kind of thing, and all of the different services that pick up the feed and then regurgitate it. I can't really say.
Yeah, that's on you.
Yeah, no, it's on them. It's on them.
That's what I'm saying. It's on them.
As I say, for me, it's nice to know. It's like in the old days. You remember dial-up internet?
I do.
You do? Okay,
Yeah.
so you remember every once in a while you dial into one of the old slow modems, and so you'd go crap. Hang up, dial again, and hopefully you got one of the faster modems.
Yeah.
Or you linked into a faster feed. So I think it's the same thing. So hopefully the portal that is choppy on YouTube, I've just restarted that. So hopefully it will go to a portal that's a little bit faster, a little bit more solid. Looking at it right now, yeah, I'm not dropping any frames, so it looks good. Tommy Napati saying, good morning, Ray, Joe, and Donna D on the YouTube side. There's the original Burger King, Rudy Rodolfo. Good to have you online. J.R. Paris says, morning all, it's Thursday. Guam, USA says, Buenos, lot of rain this morning. Drive to the conditions, as we say. MP Ogo is there. Let me see. MP Ogo is the YouTube side choppy, or is it me? And to which Tracy says, no, it's choppy, app, iPhone, whatever. Deb Regis is online saying, Buenos. Pew, pew. That's our pew, pew girl. What you got going on? Anything
the range
big?
Is hot. The range is hot.
What new guns do you have? What kind of deals can you give me? You remember a few years ago, like during COVID, when nobody had anything to do but pew pew? you, but there was a big run on the manufacturers of bullets and all kinds of calibers, and you could, you know, it's like, wow, I got a box of 9s, dude. I got a box. Hey, dude, I got a box of 45s. You want to swap some? Anyway, those were the days. Tattoo Sean Gumatauta checking in from Telefofo says, be safe on the roads today. Jay Barcenas is here. Blue balls. It's choppy again. Ron Castro says, Avade pointers. Must be the weather. Sometimes that'll do it. The Dealdrins have infiltrated our YouTube feed. Catherine online. There's John Martinez. Ken LG says, MAGA is falling. Oh, yeah, I'll let everybody else take care of that. I'll let everybody.
The other governor said that?
There's a whole bunch of there's a lot of the, as I said, there's gonna be gloating. There's gonna be gloating. Just ignore the gloaters here. Here's what everybody is looking for to find a way to cast the results of the election. The elections, and it's not like there was a whole bunch of them. I'm just talking about just a handful of elections, and they're trying to cast it as some kind of a referendum on the first 100 days of the Trump administration. And I'm going, no, I don't think you can look at it quite like that. When you've got people that are reeling from the Schumer shutdown, and they're looking for anybody to blame, or somebody to love, when they're having a hard time making ends meet because of the Schumer shutdown. Of course, they're going to go and vote for the guy that says he's going to be freezing rents and free bus rides and free school and all of that. So I don't know about MAGA is falling. There's Frenchie on the line, Bad Boy 671 Guam Barbecue. Christine Oliver on this side as well says, almost there. Let's go. Tracy hanging out with us. That's our utility wife, right?
Oh, good morning.
Oh, and Bluebells. Bluebells. Oh, they bells or balls? I can't remember.
Oh, it's balls.
Don't forget about Rumble. Rumble.com is online all the time.
Morning Blue Balls.
I use the radio to listen and the YouTube to type, says Catherine. Okay, Christine Hookhook is there. Auntie Bennett on this side.
Rhoda.
John Mercado. What's that?
Rhoda.
Really?
Yeah, the Hookhooks.
Oh, gotcha.
Straight out of Rhoda.
We got to get up there one of these days. Live broadcast. Good
morning, Rhoda.
Find the cheapest flight to get up there. John Mercado saying, good morning, y'all. Another wet one headed our way. MP Ogo and better streaming now. Thank you. Now that we've got the thing reset. Okay, all right. As I said, not much I can do about it. Frustrating to me, frustrating to you as well. But, that's the point of being in family, right? Okay, so 6:37. Now that everybody is in the same place, news and headlines with Donna D, and then I'm going to share with you some of the exciting, newsy things that we're going to be touching on as the Thursday version of the Ray Gibson Show broadcast continues. Donna, what's the news? What's the big stories here?
AG Doug Moylan is suing the administration to force payment for private attorneys hired to help with legal work. The governor's lawyers say the contracts were not valid under procurement law. The AG argues the services are essential and the contracts are lawful. The court will decide whether the payments must be made. Meanwhile, another earthquake was reported. Guam experienced a 4.8 magnitude earthquake yesterday afternoon at 1:03, centered near Dedido. The quake followed a magnitude 5.9 tremor that struck the day before. The U.S. Geological Survey confirmed that there is no tsunami threat and no major damage or injuries have been reported. Officials remind residents to drop cover and hold on during shaking. And graduate students at UOG are hosting a conference tomorrow to boost civic engagement. The event, Strengthening Democracy, Civic Engagement in Guam and the Pacific, runs from 9 to 2 at the UOG SBPA. Speakers will discuss themes like integrating traditional governance and technology's role in democracy. Call 788-9698 to RSVP. And those are your local headlines on the point. Now back to Ray.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you very much. Just looking over the Facebook feed is back on, looking pretty good. Peter Santos is over here. Zoe Kitsu, Elizabeth Mendiola Kitsu. There's Cousin Tedo online. Elizabeth, and all right, what's that? Jerome says, I guess some historians are right. They were saying that over 80 years ago, there was a nucleus of hatred, hate capitalism decided to turn this country into communism. Is it possible that McCarthy was right? Is it possible that he was on the right track, over the target, as they say, but political correctness being what it is, and the infiltration of the left into the media caused them to say, oh, no, it's the bad guys. What's that? We got a giveaway here, Real Joe?
That's what I saw, so I'm not sure. But
no, it's true. It's true, Joe.
God, don't tell them.
We've got a gift certificate giveaway to Beach Bar. They're relaunching the Beach Bar. I'll get details on the nature of the relaunch, because it looks the same as it did after Marwar. I don't know if they're painting the place again or what. Okay, so here's the big story that I found last night, and super exciting. I'm a fan of Philippine Airlines, especially because Sam Shinahara Sarah still hasn't gotten back to me on why Guam is not on the drop-down list for the United debit card that you can use, like a debit card, but it'll give you mileage on the thing. Anyway, so I'm wondering, it's just another card I want to add to my Apple Wallet, and I want to know why Guam is embargoed from doing this. Are we not the United States of America? Did we not suffer at the hands of the Japanese during the occupation?
We did.
Did we not have to endure the changes after the liberation of Guam? We changed, but we never changed back. You know what I'm saying? Tip of the spear. There's an article that I'll read you the article a little bit later on, but it talks about U.S.-China war will come down to protecting or destroying Guam. Hey, there's a happy headline, huh? They're either going to protect us or they're going to let us go. Here's the U.S. readies the EIAMD integrated defense shield to block Chinese missile strikes on Guam's critical power projection assets, and it's going to end up being the entire island. And so I'm looking at. I think there might be some interesting.
We have more missiles than them, Ray.
Comments here.
Our missiles will black out the sun.
Old China Hand says Guam was a nice place once, and the Guamanians ? USA taking on China will be our demise. Totally unnecessary. Blank waving by declining deindustrialized wasteland. Rules-based disorder writes in the article, this is laughable. Guam will be flattened if the gringo dares to provoke China.
Spoiler alert, we're flat already.
Except the Lutam and Humujang Manglo. Shin Yan Yu writes, Guam has a 0 chance of survival if China swarms Guam with DF hypersonic missiles. Yep, 0% survival probability. You know, we got to invite these people out here for, I'm just saying, fam tour, guys. We can resolve it. You know what? Maybe next time Xi Jinping and Donald Trump get together, maybe they ought to have the meeting here. You know, Chamorro Village.
Right here.
I'm just, the little Denania place out there. We'll have the DJ playing some cha-cha music, and these guys out in their island print and their shorts or whatever.
A real sit down.
Okay, do I have to take a break?
Yeah, you do.
Okay, I do. Okay, 9:42. The other big story. This put a big smile on my face. Coming up on the other side of these messages.
Boss, I got run over by a forklift.
Boss, I crashed a company truck.
What do we do? Our warehouse and inventory are gone.
Hi, this is Dave Silva from AB Risk Solutions, and it's time for Risk 101. Everything you just heard are examples of risk your businesses can face. Our job is to ask the hard what-if questions and teach you how to reduce your exposures and help you recover if things go sideways. We've got decades of experience in Micronesia working with businesses big and small. Call AB Risk Solutions today at 777-2668 for a free inspection and quote.
AB Risk Solutions, formerly known as Aon.
In a world where the 2025 Nissan inventory must be moved, one team rises.
The clearance team.
The clearance team? What's that?
We're the Nissan Guam clearance team, slashing prices on all 2025 vehicles. We even have models starting as low as $150 per paycheck.
That's awesome. Let's do it.
You're gonna love yourself a Nissan.
Don't miss the model year-end clearance happening now at Nissan Guam. On approved credit, some conditions apply. See Nissan Guam for details.
All right, 6:43. There's a script for the all-new tendies from Wendy's.
Yum, yum.
I'm not going to use the script, Joe. I'm going off script today.
Here we go.
Because
he's gonna raw dog it.
Last night, yes, I'm raw dogging the Tandy commercial here. Last night, I was hungry after the run with friends, and I went to the Wendy's because I wanted to try the tendies. Also wanted one of those Dave's little not the son of Baconator. Not the big bacon, the son of Baconator. Yeah, but they accidentally gave me the full Baconator.
Ooh, yeah.
Don't say shh, quiet. So I got that. I got one of their chicken sandwiches, and I was hungry. And then I said, I've got to try the tendies. So I got the 3-piece tendies. Awesome. Oh my God, the crunch on these things is absolutely solid. If you like the juicy chicken on the inside and a nice solid, crunch on the out, it's the kind of crunch that'll make your dentist nervous. Know what I'm saying?
Ooh,
it's
boy.
that crunch. Now, you're going to want to soften it up, and they've got all these different dipping sauces in there. I suggest that you try the signature dipping sauce. It's got a great flavor on it and a little bit of spice, so it goes absolutely perfectly with the tenders. They're craveable. Everything a chicken tender should be. New Wendy's tendies. Crunch harder, dip bigger, eat happy. Gotta be Wendy's. Okay, wet traffic report here this morning. You open the windows to the radio station and you can hear the traffic on the wet roads here this morning. Let me see if I can refresh this screen and find out where, if ever we have some traffic to report. All right, southbound. What road is that? Okay, up around the Ukadu area. Looks like we got a little bit of car line traffic. Otherwise, traffic on Ben Blossom Memorial Driveway looking pretty good. Southbound Marine Corps Drive from Anderson all the way through Dededo is looking pretty good. Just a little bit of traffic on Marine Corps Drive as you make your way towards the intersection of 1 and 3. Micronesia Mall intersection is running clear. All of 16 is good. Nothing major on Route 8 this morning. Route 4 is clear. Route 10 is clear. And everything from the Micronesia Mall on Marine Corps Drive southbound is looking pretty good. Even as you get close to, Donkey Village, ITC building, that area, things are looking pretty sweet. Downtown, I got you all the way to Big Navy and Sumai. Likewise, very, very, very sweet here this morning. Have a good time. You know what? Traffic is so quiet this morning. I definitely recommend stopping by someplace and getting a cup of coffee and maybe something to eat for breakfast. I think you'll have the extra time. It's 6:46 on the Ray Gibson Show.
Start your day with our Spam or Bacon Wraps, perfectly grilled and packed to go. Or taste the twist on a classic with the KFC Colonel's Musubi in original and zinger flavors. Hungry for more? Dig into the KFC Colonel's Big Platter. Sausage, egg, biscuit, and crispy hash brown. All in one hearty plate. Pair it with our premium Lavazza coffee or the refreshing zest of the new KFC Calamansi juice. Breakfast has never been this exciting. Only at KFC Breakfast. So good, so breakfast.
Attention federal employees and annuitants, GovGuam employees, GCA members, and Take Care members. Free open to the public health fairs will be Saturday, November 15th and 29th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Micronesia Mall. Learn more about Take Care's 2026 health plan offerings, wellness and fitness programs, provider network, and much more. Free health screenings by FHB Health Center. Visit TakeCareAsia.com. Take Care, our island, your health plan.
Right on, 6:47. Did you see what we did there? I was talking about going getting something for breakfast, and then the KFC breakfast commercial came up.
Sweet.
We're that good. Peak is best, I'm just saying. Portions of the Ray Gibson Show also being brought to you by Kim and Ron and all the beautiful people over at Security Title.
It's the Ray Gibson Show. Call now, 888-TALK. That's 888-8255.
Major headlines in the Philippines, and should be a big deal for us here in the United States of America, even though it's Guam and we're not on the drop-down list for United. But maybe Philippine Airlines won't forget us as they have expanded their U.S. reach with new Southwest partnership. They're joining American Airlines and Hawaiian Airlines, and now there's another link to the chain for Philippine Airlines and people that fly with Philippine Airlines, and there's no that I'm aware of. There's no reason why you can't fly from here, go hang out for a couple of days in Manila, and then get on a flight to like San Francisco or someplace, and then if you're going to travel any further in the United States, be able to get on American Airlines, see the up and down and the routes that Hawaiian is doing, as well as Southwest Airlines. Question I've got is number one, can I get a Southwest Airlines credit card? They have that, and then get miles on the Southwest Airlines credit card, and then use that to fly on Philippine Airlines, or get into the lounge, the Mabuhay Lounge at Ninoy.
We'll take that.
Is absolutely to die for. It's gourmet Filipino food, San Miguel lights, and maybe one of the most comfortable lounges I've ever been in. But the problem is it's not like I've got a direct connection on Guam. If you want mileage on Philippine Airlines, you have to buy airplane rides on Philippine Airlines. It's not like you got throw it on a credit card or something like that and just get points. Anyway, 10 away from the top of the hour. Is that my Attorney General?
Doug Moreland, he's the toughest AG on crime. Doug Moreland.
6:49, Attorney General Doug Moreland. Before I get into any of the questions I want to talk about this morning, I just want to let you know that, we were talking about you on the radio yesterday. I did the interview with Justin and Francis from the University of Guam and that law program, and they get me all set up on the big 3 Strikes You're Out forum that you guys are going to be embarking into next week.
That's great. We're looking forward to it.
I got my team that's going to go with me.
You know what, I'm looking forward to it as well. You know, we spent a little bit of time talking about this yesterday, but it's just kind of exciting to see some of the people that are going to be a part of this. And we're talking about movers and shakers here, and folks that I think might be able to, you know, after the initial debate is done, you know, come up with some ideas on how we might be able to take folks that are recidivists, people that have been given, you know, 500 chances already, 50 chances, and still continue to screw things up and find a way to protect the community from them. So I hope it is a productive get-together.
Well, you know, the end result logistically would be drafting a bill, getting a public hearing, and then getting an actual piece of legislation. You know, and that's how we do things, right? So, yeah, I could see that if the capstone class can actually get something in paper and get a senator to introduce it, that would be great.
Well, there you've got a senator. You've got a senator on the panel that's going to be with you. Former Speaker Therese Terlahi is going to be joining you. I've got Steve Ignacio as Mr. Hattori from over at the Public Defender's Office. Anton Uggan from the Department of Corrections and Judge Jonathan Quan are going to be in the panel. This is going to be interesting. Obviously, there's a lot of room for vigorous debate among the people, and you got folks like Steve Ignacio, who's already, and you and I agree on this, has already got a team of people in the police department that are doing their job. They're doing the arrest. They're getting the collars, and they're bringing them to the courts. They're bringing them to the Attorney General's office. There are problems, I think, with the courts. Sometimes their interpretations. I don't know what John Quan Judge John Quan is going to be bringing to things. And then Anton Uggan is going to say, okay, fine, we'll do 3 strikes. But where are we going to put all these people? I think there's a crying need for a new penal facility on Guam, or other plans, other things that we can do to minimize the impact on our current penal system.
Well, Ray, we got to bridge that connection between you and I that are living in the villages and the rest of us and the judiciary. And that's where I think it's important in the senators to make it happen, because that's why we keep talking about taking away the discretion of the judges, because the chief of police, the attorney general, we're the ones on ground zero that are having to deal with these meth addicts and these criminals. If you don't get it, you get put in prison. What's hard to understand about that? And you're going to stay there if you just don't get it after getting released. The 2 strikes, 3 strikes, they call it sentencing enhancements in the statute. But as you know, and as you're saying, the different states are moving towards just throw the key away. You know, we've had it as a community.
We have. Another point that the guys made in the studio yesterday was that, and again, something we concur on, between 95 and 99% of all of the crimes that exist on Guam outside the CSC and you know, mischief and family violence, et cetera, and even the family violence probably has a lot to do with crystal methamphetamine. We've got to find a way to get control. Unfortunately, the one person that I think would be the most instrumental in this forum is not there. And I'm talking about the governor of Guam, Lulian Guerrero.
Yeah, get off your high horse and come down with the rest of us and see what's happening with those meth addicts and those victims that are being brought into the police stations and our office. Go to those trials, sit there, Governor, and listen to those victims as they're crying, as they're picking the pieces up, as they've lost loved ones to meth, and understand whether or not you can close that port. Check the port. Oh, my goodness.
I didn't get a whole lot of blowback on the check the port topic when it came up yesterday as well. All right, moving on to other attorney general issues. It looks like you are suing now to get your attorneys paid. Now we've talked about the meddling of Adelup in the human relations over at the attorney general's office. And is this the same case that we've talked about where where Adelup was giving you guys a hard time, and you said, look, if there were problems with my hires, it should have come up when the paperwork went through the Department of Administration. It didn't, so therefore there is no problem. Or is this something new?
Yeah, Ray, this is just one big picture of the governor interfering with the attorney general's ability to do my job. You know, I was hired by the people, by you, to do my job. Quit interfering and screwing around with my office. Quit getting involved in my hiring, my attorneys, my prosecutors. We're talking about that capstone you're talking about. You don't have a law firm if you don't have prosecutors and attorneys. And the only attorney that can prosecute crimes is the people's elected attorney general. The governor, the attorney general, the judges, every senator on the legislature, we all are fiduciaries for you, Ray. Our duty is to spend the money and to do our jobs to protect the people's interests, whether it's criminal, civil, whatever. But Ray, step back a moment. I'm not going to the governor's office and telling her things like, hey, you can't hire this special projects coordinator or this and that. Why is it that everybody, that like the cabal of lawyers, why is it that they're always getting involved in my office, trying to screw around with my people in order to prevent me from doing our job? Could it be because we're doing what we're elected to do? I think that's exactly what's happening. But it's a violation of trust, Ray, when this isn't our money. This is your money. And for government officials to be screwing around with me and preventing me from hiring lawyers in an environment where there's not enough lawyers on Guam and doing everything I can to protect you out there, this woman should be indicted. This woman should be taken out and put before a trial so people could see what she's doing with the abuse of taxpayer money. It's my money. I feel like, what's that, Jay Wentworth? It's my money.
Right.
The legislature
how do we
need the money? Protect the people of Guam.
Now, are there distinctions? I want to try to see things from their perspective. Now, are there distinctions in the nature of the relationship between these attorneys and the Attorney General's office? Are they straight hires, straight GovGuam hires? Are they consultants? Are they contractors?
So you enter 2022 with the entire judiciary, Supreme Court, and all the attorneys, as well as people in the community that need lawyers, understanding Guam doesn't have enough lawyers. So what do you do when Guam doesn't have enough lawyers? You don't sit on your ass and just think about, oh, well, we can't do this. No, you recruit. You find out, you go to the private law firms, you say, hey, what about a little contract? You help us out on this case, and we'll give you this amount of money, these sorts of things. That's my job as the Attorney General. I'm given the dozens of hundreds of duties that I've got to make sure that I get done. A law firm requires lawyers. We're the largest law firm. In that budget application, we asked for 92 attorneys, especially after the Supreme Court issued that declaratory judgment that said that I have to provide an attorney for each one of the governor's cabinet members. Well, it's not easy to do. You just don't go to UOG and find an attorney. They don't grow them there. You got to go off island, bring them into Guam, get them licensed, and then put them to work. Yeah. So this is the type of discussion we're having, and for her to get involved with my office for money that the legislature gave me, if there's any problems, and I've opened it up before, legislature, you can come and do an oversight hearing. I welcome it. I've said it many times over the past 3 years. Look at the numbers. But at the end of the day, Ray, I'm responsible to you to make sure that you're safe and that the job gets done civilly and criminally, and we're doing it. And the governor's just pissed off because we're kicking her ass and we're doing what we need to do in order to protect our people.
Coming in hot. My Attorney General, Doug Moreland, as usual. Appreciate your time here this morning. Drive to the conditions, and we'll talk again soon.
You too, Ray. Thank you.
Yes, 888-8255-888-TAO.
Yeah, watch your back.
I don't know how to otherwise end the conversation. It's like, there you go. It came out
Drive
swinging.
safe.
Yeah.
Wink, wink.
That's the best part when he starts to get mad.
Yeah,
have someone start your car for you. Wink, wink.
I'm just saying. So, but you know, is this one of those cases where the pot's calling the kettle black? Is this one where they're so you got all these? I wonder what the nature of all of the hires are over at the governor's office. What's the relationship? Are those straight GovGuam hires, or you have any consultants in there? Are there any gig workers? Do we hire anybody like a gig attorney or a gig staffer over at the governor's office?
They have so many attorneys.
I gotta listen. I got 50 different ways to pay you. Which one do you want? We gotta make it so that I can only pay you up to $1,499. So I'm gonna cut it into 2 checks. So you get a $1,499 and whatever the balance is on the other side on that other check. Otherwise, I have to report it. Otherwise, the public auditor needs to know about this. I'm just wondering. Like I said, the pot kettle. Introduce each other. Hey. Anyway, there we are. A minute away from the top of the hour. 888-8255-888-TALK. I'm going to blame it on the weather. Looks like we've got another issue on Facebook, so there's going to be a lot of back and forth. The other safe haven, the other safe ports, point.gu. That's a hardline connection, and rumble.com, and that's a big one because there aren't a lot of people on rumble.com to be sucking up the bandwidth. So you might want to think about heading over there. I'm going to reset while the news is playing. Hopefully, don't lose too many comments on the Facebook side, YouTube side. side is absolutely cranking right now. 888-8255, 888-TALK. Meme Machine is on always, and you can meme us at 797-8255. You got something that you want to share. I've got one on the screen. I'll put it up here right now. That'll run for a little bit while the news is playing. Great news about Southwest Airlines and Philippine Airlines. I'm talking to the folks over at Goodwin to see if I can get more information on how we might be able to use that, and frankly, to better avail of the services of Philippine Airlines. Stand by now. KUSG got you 93.3. Somebody say, Pico's best. I said, Pico's best. Pico's best. Pico's best. All right, here's the news.
Evidence recovered. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. Federal safety investigators just confirming they have the flight data and cockpit voice recorders from yesterday's fiery crash of a UPS plane in Louisville. NTSB Chair Todd Inman also says the left wing caught fire just before the crash as the plane took off.
We have viewed airport CCTV security coverage, which shows the left engine detaching from the wing during the takeoff roll.
The crash killed at least 9 people, including 3 crew members on the UPS flight. 16 others are unaccounted for. President Trump marking 1 year since he won re-election.
1 year ago, we were a dead country. Now we're a country that's considered the hottest country anywhere in the world.
But he says Americans face a choice between communism and common sense after yesterday's wins for Democrats, including New York City's incoming Democratic Socialist mayor. The top Democrats on Capitol Hill demanding a meeting with the president on ending the government shutdown. The U.S. Supreme Court appears split on a challenge to the president's wide-ranging tariffs.
The Trump administration says President Trump is lawfully using tariffs to respond responsibly to trade imbalances and fentanyl emergencies.
They're not an exercise of the power to tax. They're the exercise of the power to regulate foreign commerce.
U.S. Solicitor General John Sauer arguing the tariffs are meant to change behavior of foreign governments, not raise revenue. But Neil Katyal arguing on behalf of business organizations counters.
Tariffs are taxes. They take dollars from Americans' pockets and deposit them in the U.S. Treasury.
President Trump has described the case as one of the most important in U.S. history, warning of economic disaster if the justices rule against him.
Fox's Jared Halpern in Washington. Wall Street rallies. The Dow up 225 at the bell. America is listening to Fox News.
Say hello to the latest generation of iPhone built for business. Get the iPhone 17 Pro for just $300 or the Pro Max for $500 when you sign up for a business unlimited Pro plan from Docomo Pacific. Enjoy unlimited talk, text, and data plus 5G access, all on Guam's widest mobile network. Visit business.docomopacific.com to upgrade today. 24-month contract required. Offer valid until November 30th, 2025. Some conditions apply.
Ring in the season with Coca-Cola and Burger King's Seasons Winnings Holiday Giveaway. 4 lucky winners will win a Coca-Cola Premium Prize Pack at participating Burger King locations. Each prize pack includes a Coca-Cola outdoor canopy, barbecue grill, Adirondack chair, and a stainless cooler. Purchase any large Whopper combo meal and receive an official validation slip to enter on the official Coke Guam website. See restaurant for details. Promotion ends December 31st, 2025. Drawing will be held on January 7th, 2026. Happy holidays from your friends at Burger King. You rule.
The Minneapolis mayor fends off 14 challengers.
None of the candidates for Minneapolis mayor secured the majority of votes needed to win, though after a second round of ranked choice vote counting. The incumbent, Democrat Jacob Fry, secures a third term. He told supporters Tuesday night.
We have tackled the most difficult of circumstances. We've done it hand in hand, and Minneapolis is rising, and every one of us, we are going to rise along with it.
Fry's closest rival, State Senator Omar Fateh, who drew comparisons with New York City's new mayor, fellow Muslim, and Democrat socialist Zoran Mamdani, saying in a statement, quote, "They may have won this race, but we have changed the narrative about what kind of city Minneapolis can be."
Fox's Jeff Manasso, the half-brother of Vice President J.D. Vance, loses his run for mayor in Ohio's third largest city, Cincinnati. The Democratic incumbent Aftab Puravel with a landslide re-election win. Starbucks could face a grande strike.
Unionized baristas are planning to go on strike next week unless a contract agreement is finalized and legal disputes are resolved. The workers are looking to disrupt one of the coffee chain's busiest days, November the 13th, Red Cup Day. Starbucks Workers United, representing employees at about 550 of the chain's roughly 10,000 company-run U.S. stores, said members voted to give union leadership the ability to call for a work stoppage if demands are not met.
Fox's Hillary Barsky, no word on how many stores could be affected, but the union is signaling workers in at least 25 cities plan to strike without substantial progress on a contract. Recapping Wall Street, the Dow up 225, the S&P getting back over 6,800, but ending just under that. The Nasdaq up 151 points after an encouraging jobs report from private payroll processor ADP. There will not be a government report for a second month because of the shutdown. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News.
For all your real estate needs, call the professionals at Hoffaday Realty. Jody, Saran, Libby, and Lolita, and they'll take care of you on every step of the real estate process. No worries. Just contact Hoffaday Realty at 588-4232 or 588-HOFFA or email them at hoffadayrealty@gmail.com. They're at 426 Chell San Antonio, Suite 204 in Tamuning. Open Monday through Friday, 10 to 4. Hoffaday Realty for all your real estate needs.
Wendy's just dropped their all-new tendies, and they did not come to play. We're talking crispy, seasoned breading on the outside, juicy, all-white meat chicken on the inside. Yeah, they're premium, they're craveable, they're everything a chicken tender should be. And you know Wendy's brings the sauce. Introducing the new signature and scorching hot dip cups. Bold, flavorful, and now nearly double the size for max dunkability. New Wendy's tendies. Crunch harder, dip bigger, eat happy, gotta be Wendy's.
Stay cool all year round by checking out Johnstone Supply for your HVAC and refrigeration needs. Located at 170 Guerrero Drive on Picanell Road in Tamuning, call Johnstone Supply today at 671-649-0581. That's 671-649-0581. Open 8 a.m. to noon and 1 to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Open Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. and closed on Sundays. Stay cool with Johnstone Supply.
News this hour is brought to you by AB Risk Solutions.
Half a day at 7:06. I'm Donna DeJesus. Here's a look at your local news on the point. 37-year-old Janice Elaine Aquino Mesa was charged with multiple felonies this week, including 3 counts of family violence and 2 counts of terrorizing. Police say the charges are tied to several incidents dating back to April. Mesa had a pending aggravated arson case earlier this year. Court documents state the new charges mostly involve a woman Mesa was previously in a relationship with. Because she was already on pretrial release for a separate aggravated arson charge from April, these new felony charges carry an additional notice. Court documents detail threats to kill the victim and her family, damage to property, and threatening to crash a vehicle. So Mesa was arrested early Monday morning. She's out on personal recognizance bonds totaling $10,000. Meanwhile, AG Doug Moylan is suing the Leon Guerrero administration, demanding payment for contract attorneys handling GovGuam's legal work. The AG filed a petition seeking a court order. DOA blocked invoices for services totaling over $50,000. Adaloop's lawyers argue the contracts are illegal and lack proper procurement documentation, but the AG's office insists the contracts were lawfully secured and accuses the governor of threatening mission-critical services like prosecution. This dispute follows a June court ruling that required the governor's signature on AG contracts, a decision the AG's office has repeatedly challenged. More news after this.
Whoever said no risk, no reward has never been sued. Hi, I'm Dave Silva from AB Risk Solutions, and our job for over 70 years has been to help businesses just like yours manage risk. Manage risk? We will never be able to totally eliminate the myriad of risks every business faces, but we can help you manage them and recover when disaster strikes. From mom and pop operations to high-rise hotels, we're the experts businesses have counted on for many years. Call me today at 777-2668 for a free risk review and consultation.
AB Risk Solutions, formerly known as Aon.
Tropical Depression 32W continues to bring heavy rain and gusty winds to Guam today, according to an update from Brandon Idlett of the National Weather Service. The massive system is still moving slowly west-northwest. Residents should expect winds to gust as high as 45 miles per hour. The National Weather Service warns that more rain is expected into the weekend due to a wind pattern on Guam's side of the storm before conditions ease early next week. The NWS is maintaining 24/7 support and advises the public to secure outdoor items such as tarps and canopies. The next public advisory is expected by 8 o'clock this morning. And Charlie Hermosa of Bella Wings Aviation is launching a new AI-assisted home delivery service for Guam residents. The initiative aims to provide home delivery to large swaths of the islands currently ineligible for USPS home delivery. Bella Wings will initially use conventional van-based delivery, integrating artificial intelligence to enhance the service. Customers will be assigned new specific postal codes to receive mail and packages. The AI assistant will track all incoming items and allow customers to schedule deliveries in the evening between 6 and 10 o'clock. Hermosa told the Rotary Club of Northern Guam the AI will help give arrival estimates within 30 minutes, improving efficiency for customers. And those are your top stories. Back to Ray with weather.
Could you imagine if this guy was in the drug business? just out,
yeah.
I mean, like super low prices, available 24 hours a day. You know, just you
deliver to the prison.
Exactly. I think they're already using drugs.
I'll be
for
there.
That. I think not him. But there's others that are using it.
Yeah.
Thank God he's using his powers, his
for
time,
good?
and his for good. Otherwise, this guy could be the Lex Luthor of Guam if he was moving in that direction. All right, supposed to be finding the weather for you. Donna was talking about weather conditions, and I thought, okay, I'll put this the thing back up on the screen. And as you can see, I just refreshed this. So this is the latest satellite imagery of our part of the Pacific. I don't know that I need to put the pointer for where Guam is. I'll do it for those of you that can't figure out where we are on the map. You see all that red spot that's moving north? That's about where Guam is on the gizmo here. And we just had a lighter version of it moving, but there's a heavier band that's going to be coming into the mix here in just a little bit. So be aware. And as I say, drive to the conditions. Might be bringing some showers, possibly thunderstorms, definitely going to be bringing in some breezier conditions than we're used to these days. It's going to be windy, east-southeast winds, 21 to 30 miles an hour. Might see gusts today and tonight up around 45 miles an hour. Tomorrow, hey, Joe, what's tomorrow?
Tomorrow's Friday.
No way.
Right.
Showers likely and possibly thunderstorms in the forecast as well. Some of the storms could produce heavy rainfall, mostly cloudy and highs near 86 degrees. Again, breezy conditions, 20 to 25 miles an hour, gusting as high as 38 miles an hour. Same thing for tomorrow night, even Saturday. They're talking about this continuing through Saturday morning, scattered showers and thunderstorms. It's going to the potential for a very wet bubble run on Saturday morning, partly sunny with highs near 86 degrees, breezy, chance of precipitation about 30%. We need to be clear when we talk about precipitation because snow is precipitation as well. So rainy, just FYI. With a heat index today, we'll feel like only 90 degrees. We're not going to have a whole lot of sun coming out. In fact, real Jeff from over at Pirates Cove. What? I had many things in my head. There's many thoughts in my head at the same time. I just said J name. So Real Jeff from Pirates Cove sent in this picture of sunrise time over on the eastern side of the island. And there's not a whole lot by way of sun in that picture. Hold on, maybe this picture. Yeah, a little bit more sun there. But otherwise, a lot of clouds up in the sky, and that's going to keep things cool and breezy for the rest of the day. Sunset tonight should be about 5:52. There it is, news and weather together on Pika's Best. This is The Point.
Get double the speed at zero extra cost with GTA Fiber. Experience super fast and reliable fiber internet speeds, now starting at 200 Mbps to 1 gig, with upload speeds just as fast as download speeds and 100 times faster than cable internet. You can enjoy lag-free gaming and clear video calls. Fast is also affordable. Sign up for Fiber 200 for only $70 a month. Visit gta.net or call 644-4482. Terms and conditions apply.
Hungry for that tomorrow food you love? Head over to Mezcla Dos every Wednesday for Locals Love Wednesdays. That's right. All locals and military get 10% off all day. Burgers and barbecue plates made fresh, made local, made just for you. So round up the family, bring your appetite, and taste the flavor that Guam craves. And don't forget, every Wednesday, locals and military save 10% all day long. Because at Mezcla Dos, every bite feels like home. Mezcla Dos. where the locals eat.
So yum. Magalahi Burger, it fills up the entire plate. 713 portions in the broadcast brought to you by...
You cut it out, man.
I was going okay there for a second. I don't know. Portions of this is not the internet, okay? This is me now. Portions of the broadcast made possible by APL, American President Lines, a global presence with a local home. Also being brought to you by who? You zapped it up on the screens. I didn't see it.
What's that? The Medical City.
Oh, which one?
In
Ortigas? Oh, the one in the Philippines, not the one up in Dededo. Got it. Go see the doctor, and the doctor says, listen, I got good news and bad news. And get you the good news first. You're going to the Philippines. You're going to the Philippines. We're going to set you up. Here's the referral to Medical City. I don't know what the malady is going to be, but I'm pretty sure they can take care of it. And so you take that referral now to the referral office in the Rancare building, and they will take care of all of the rest. Get you a ride from the airport and hook you up with all the appointments that you need, even stuff that you would not consider part of the medical routine, like I don't know, going out shopping, getting your teeth fixed or whatever. They can line that up for you as well, like a total concierge service. 645-5655.
The Coconut Wireless is back. The Ray Gibson Show. Call now, 888-TALK. That's 888-8255.
Oh, my God. Peter Santos, 4 paragraphs on the Facebook side about Mad King Moylan's record.
Oh, my God. Thanks for the essay, bro.
Essay. Keenan McCausland says, oh, my God, I'm so late. Elizabeth Mendiola-Kitchitu says, stay safe and dry. Mark Anthony, FB needs to give us the eye roll emoji. I know somebody who needs it. Who are you talking about, Mark? There it is. This is Peter Santos. It's quite amazing how he makes you squirm in your seat. This is very pro Doug Moylan town. Even on the YouTube side. Peter Santos was throwing some shade over on Doug Moylan. And who's that? Somebody, what was it? Give it a rest, Peter, says Frenchie. Who's on the line right now?
Use his full name, huh?
Exactly. French E. It's 7:15 in the morning. Yesterday, it was yesterday, I got a press release from Pierre that was talking about an ethics complaint filed against a senator of the 38th Guam legislature. Here with all the details, and I'll use your real name, your real life name, Pierre M. Turine, a.k.a. Frenchie. Good morning, Frenchie.
Good morning, Ray. How are you?
Intrigued.
Intrigued.
Yes, I'm in.
My press release.
The press release, just a lot of stuff about Bill 135 and all of the people that seem to be integrated with the movement of this Chamorro Land Trust property from what was going to be for the good of the community, sporting community, youth community, etc. A municipal golf course that was never never really a going concern, I think, the way it was being run, and seeing an opportunity, saying, okay, never mind golf course, let's turn this into a solar farm, and that was now blessed by the 38th Guam legislature as Bill 135. But you are noting now that there might be a conflict of ethical standards in the role that Senator Tina Muñoz Barnes played in that measure's passage.
Yeah. Well, actually, I filed the ethics complaint last week with, by law, you have to file it with the Speaker of the Senate. So with your classmate, Frank Blas, who was very helpful, and then he forwarded it to the ethics manager, who is Tony Ada. So I was waiting to see what Tony was going to do, and he did exactly what I thought he was going to do, which is nothing. So now I'm moving to the press release and explaining to people what it's all about. Senator Muñoz Barnes, under Guam's law, has to disclose the fact, at least disclose the fact that she has a conflict of interest because of her sister's personal financial interest in the bill, which is very well highlighted in Guam's law, and she should have recused herself rather than vote. So some other people had ethics issue, but this was the most blatant, and you have to start with the easiest one to go with. And so right now I'll wait again for another week and see what's going on, and then I might have to go to the judiciary and go to the next step, which is have the judiciary force the Senate ethics to actually rule on this, which will force the senators to show their cards. Now, at the same time, I understand there might have been a game of musical chair at the ethics committee earlier this week. So we'll see what is going to happen. But it's like Tweedledoo and Tweedledum trying to cover it. It's a big CYA, and you have senators with conflict of interest that do not disclose it, and the public will end up paying the bill ultimately. And while some of the family members of those senators are going to make millions of dollars, so this is very serious. It is frustrating when you look at that as a taxpayer, and you see that the people that were elected to help us clean the administration actually work with the administration on very flimsy projects like the one we're talking about, and at the expense of the taxpayer ultimately. And so this is why I filed this press release.
It's fair. So I got to do disclosure as well. So here's what I know. Frank Bloss Jr. was my classmate. Frank and Tina and I were classmates in kindergarten. I don't know whether my disclosure needs to go all the way back, and there is blood relation between me and Vice Speaker Tony Addis. So I want to make it very, very clear that I've got interests in many different angles on this, and I'll try to be as neutral and call the balls and strikes as I see them here. And the question that I have now, and you outline in the press release that my classmate Tina Rose Munoz Barnes and her sister Anne Marie Munoz, and I've obviously known them all of my life as teenagers and growing up. Anne Marie's held the policy on the House for years and years and years. Anyway, so I did not know that Anne Marie had an interest in what was going to be happening with Bill 135, one way or the other. And so the question that I have is, at what point was it discovered, or should it have been discovered by the legislature, who exactly were involved in this the leaseholders of this land?
That's a very good question, where you are met with silence, because obviously, so in the case of Anne-Marie, she is the CFO of one of the companies involved in the development of the farm. And so she has direct financial interest. But there are other people that voted for the bill that have conflict of interest, including Joe Sant'Agustin and others, but it's not as clear. This is not as clear-cut. So it is, you have to start with the most blatant one, and then you move forward and work your way backwards to see what's happening. Because, this legislature with a Republican majority was elected to change the abuse that have been committed in the past, and they actually, despite the efforts of the speaker, they are actually not doing it properly, and I think ultimately next year there will be a price to pay similar to what we saw a few years back with the one patent pen. Where they gave themselves a pay raise while the governor was off island, and because I think voters are not stupid, even though sometimes they are blasé and they kind of let it fly, like with the 22% increase of pay raise for the state employees. while other people were losing their jobs all over the private industry. So, but this was not enough to not re-elect Lou. And Lou basically has that attitude, like the Attorney General was pointing out, of just sabotaging everything that is not coming from her. So, and it is sad to see that some of the Republican senators are
complicit
by their action, endorsing that attitude and not doing the job they were elected for.
Understood. But I'm still want to go back because as one of those things, you know how lazy I am, and kind of waiting for somebody to say where the fireworks are so I can go to the YouTube videos and watch it. But it was there a point in the testimony, in discovery, in the arguments leading up to the vote on Bill 135 where the identities of the interested parties were made, so that somebody that was watching would say, oh, wait, hold on a second. There's a visible conflict there. There's something that we have to deal with. I mean, we say it was company XYZ that is run by, and these people sit on the board. These people are the directors of the company, CFOs, et cetera. So was there any genealogy there?
It was glossed over very rapidly and kind of, let's move on to the next testimony.
Right.
So this is, which is so disappointing. You know, this is where the Senate is supposed to do their work, is cross-referencing, looking at things. But there were so many interests on both sides, large money interests, that basically they got their 30 piece of silver and at the expense of the taxpayer of Guam. And it will go on, you know, and then 20 years from now, I'll probably be dead, but 20 years from now, we'll see what the young people on Guam will have to pay for the consequences of that bad choice. And unfortunately, it doesn't bring anything really to change the situation of poor people on CLTC land that are trying to better themselves. And
if they haven't gotten the message, since 1995, then there's no getting the message. 726. I do want to say though,
by the way, yesterday Guam was in the news in Taiwan.
What do we do?
Well, it's what we did do. Apparently, the flight from Guam to Taipei with United had a technical issue, so they canceled the flight, which meant the flight back to Guam was also canceled. And so some people trying to get off island couldn't get there, and then people trying to get to Guam, about 90 tourists were not able to do so, and they had to cancel their hotel bookings and everything. So it was news in Taiwan.
Okay, all right. I did want to make just touch on one thing where it refers to disclosure is one thing, recusing yourself is another. I think the rules of the legislature provide for if there is something that looks like a conflict, all you need to do is identify it. You say, hey, this is Tina, and by the way, that company is my sister's. Just FYI. And if the body decides that she should vote. She shouldn't vote for it, they can say so. If they decide it's not a big deal, then they...
correct. So, but instead, what she chose to do is pass, and voted yes. Which, if you remember, Mr. Mustache Wisdom was dead set against this.
It makes it a whole lot easier to game the system. It makes it very, very easy to game the system if you're trying to straddle the fence.
And so it's almost a premeditated defense to say, well, you know, I passed. Well, no, you voted yes, ultimately.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear.
So that's where we are. And,
so you're going to wait out another week or so, and then see if Tony does something, and if Mr. Added does nothing again, then you're going to escalate this.
Tony or his replacement, because I'm hearing rumble that there might be some musical chair happening at the ethics committee, so Tony doesn't have to take a decision that might hurt his campaign for governor.
These are interesting times, are they not?
They are very fascinating. Because
very quickly, your thoughts on Mandami and the election in New York?
Well, you know, this was it's not surprising. It's a deep blue city with a lot of the DSA, which is what Senator Parkinson belongs to. The Democratic Socialists of America, which is actually a Maoist communist party, is what Mamdani is a member. And so we're going to see how that's going to impact the economy and the well-being of New York. I am very distraught about it, but it was he capitalized on the cost of living, and also he played very smartly about his not recognizing Israel as being an ally of the United States, and he did it very with a lot of ability and smartness, and the opposition didn't know how to deal with it except screaming anti-Semitism, which has been used so much. It's like Peter and the wolf, after calling for the wolf to come in, people don't listen to it anymore.
Yes, ultimately, I think it's going to be fun to watch how President Donald Trump deals with Mamdani, and basically it's going to be Mamdani's fault. It's going to be his fault because he called the devil, and he says, well, if you want to get to one of us, you got to go through all of us, Mr. Trump.
Yeah. Well, he's gonna play his card, and Trump who is probably the best troll on the internet that has ever existed, will play his role as well. I don't know what positive will come out of it. I think it's very interesting. Steve Bannon, which a lot of people call as a radical, had proposed months ago the fact that Mamdani should have his immigration revoked because he's a refugee from Uganda, and that he came under false pretense in the U.S. with his parents, and therefore should be involved, and his naturalization should be revoked.
I think there needs to be a wholesale. Everybody needs to check in one more time, and we need to see what it is that you said you were going to do when you came to this country versus what you are doing. And even if it's something as simple as you're on the food stamp program as a non-citizen of the United States of America, then you should not be being serviced by the taxpayers of the United States. 7:31. I got to run, Frenchie.
All right. Thank you very much.
Appreciate your time. Appreciate the comments this morning. 888-8255-888-TALK is the telephone number of the radio station. 797-8255 Mean Machine, and it's online, and it's working here this morning. It looks like all of the other systems are stable. Don't see too many glitches now on the Facebook side or the YouTube side, and some interesting conversation on the YouTube side. RU Kaduku671 says RIP NYC.
Oh.
It's been headed in that direction ever since what's his name, Giuliani.
Okay.
Ever since Giuliani was out of the picture. I mean,
ever since Rico.
And it was going in such a great. The trajectory was so good. They were cleaning the place up, and it was not a whole lot of crime. And then Giuliani's out of the picture, and the windows stayed broken is the point that I'll make. So I don't know. It's like me asking the question yesterday. Where did we go off the trail? I mean, we all got to realize, we got to agree that Guam is not doing as well as it should or as it's been. I got all these pictures. They're floating around all over on the Facebook side, YouTube, and the social medias, Instagrams. There's all these people that lived on Guam back in the 90s. Maybe they worked over at Chuck Steakhouse, or just a bunch of pilots hanging out on the beach. They got pictures of them doing drinks and sitting in chairs over at places like Tahiti Rama, Barney's Beach Bar. And these are all happy people in their 80s and 90s clothes, having a good time. And I'm going, yeah, that was a great time on Guam. It was just prior to Pleasure Island opening and all the great things that brought, all the different franchises that we had here on Guam, and all the great opportunities for young people on Guam to start off someplace in the mailroom and the washroom, work their way up, and this is truism, work their way up into management positions and all kinds of guys, and they're still out there. They still exist, but where are those same opportunities for people now? You know who's asking that question?
Who?
Mary Torres in today's Guam Daily Post.
Oh, you mean the Mary Torres?
As in Mary Torres bonus?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll touch on that as the Ray Gibson Show continues in the 7 o'clock hour. In the meantime, we got to jump into news and headlines like we do. Donna D with the look at all the big stories on Guam. Donna, are there any big stories here on Guam? All right, give us the wait. The Vente stories. Are they Vente stories or are they Grande stories? There was in the Fox News, the lady was talking about a Grande story about Starbucks. And I'm like, wait a second, isn't Grande the small one? And Donna's like, yeah. God. So if they're trying to say that they've got a big problem, it would be a Venti? All right, got it. Just trying to make sure I've got my Starbucks thing working in my head. All right, news and headlines with Donna D brought to you by the guys over at Burger King. I'm sure they've got some coffee waiting for you in the drive-thru for breakfast. So swing by and check it out. Oh, don't forget to join the Coca-Cola sweepstakes that they've got there as well. News here is also being brought to you by, not sweepstakes winners, these guys are Pika's best winners, for best real estate company on Guam. We're talking about Half a Day Realty with Auntie Loli. There's Libby in there, Joe D, Saran. You got questions. They got members of the team. Happy to answer them for you. So check them out. Send them an email, halfadayrealty@gmail.com. Now, Donna with news.
The Pregnant Workers Fairness Act is one step closer to final enforcement on Guam. The new law will require employers to provide reasonable accommodations for pregnant workers. Legislation heard this week would approve the rules, allowing the Guam Department of Labor to begin accepting complaints. Penalties for violations start with fines up to $1,000. Meanwhile, UOG is hosting the Indo-Pacific Peace Conference this Saturday. UOG students organized the free event to explore peace building in the region amid rising tensions and the military buildup. The conference runs from 8:30 to 12:30. Speakers include Acting Governor Josh Tenorio and Philippine Major General Cornelio Valencia Jr. And DOA will host a Medicare outreach event this Saturday at 10 o'clock at the Guam Museum Theater. The event is for GovGuam retirees and survivors aged 64 and above. Topics will cover Medicare basics, enrollment, coverage, and reimbursements. The session will also be available on Zoom. Find all meeting details online at KUAM.com. And those are your local headlines. Back to Ray.
Let me see what have I got here. Words from Nick over at the Guam Waterworks Authority announcing, I hope this isn't hurting you, F. Ramos. He's a Santa Rita guy. We've got a water emergency in Santa Rita. Areas affected: Blas de la Cruz Street, Pali Ferdinand Way, from Sergeant E. Cruz Street to San Pedro Street and surrounding areas. They're working on a main water line repair there. Should be done about 3 o'clock this afternoon.
Guaranteed.
Yeah. So, you can brush your teeth with beer. Just so you know. And then when you're done brushing your teeth, because you don't want to waste any of it, you might as well down that. Anyway, so I was talking about a different kind of Guam that we used to live in back in a day when it just seemed like it wasn't just one opportunity in front of you. It just seemed like everywhere you turned there was a gig. Now, I was already working music radio. And there were clubs opening up. There was a new hotel going up about every 6 months. It was a grand opening, and every one of the hotels had some kind of disco in it. You wanted to go and hang out over at the 10-4 over at the Hilton, top of the Reef, where Senator Jimmy Espaldon used to spin back in the day, or maybe the what was the name of the bar, the Carme. Wasn't that over at Nico Hotel, had the Carme. And they had a good thing going. There was a nice little place for a show and music, but there were just too many fights. And the ownership just said, you know what, let's bring in a dinner show and forget about this disco thing. It's not going to work. The Galaxy Disco. Galaxy, you remember the Galaxy Disco in the Pacific Star Hotel? Because it was the Star. So naturally their club was going to be the Galaxy. So there were opportunities there to be a jock anywhere you wanted to be, going to be a bartender, run the club, do something like that, and it was just that. And then of course Sandcastle, and it was an interesting time and a lot of opportunities in front of a lot of people. And now where are we today? Mary Camacho Torres writes a new crossroads. 55 years ago. It's a great picture of her dad and Mark Pangolin in the newspaper, page 13, Guam Daily Post. 55 years ago, Guam faced a crisis. Our best and brightest were leaving the island in search of better opportunities. It was called the brain drain. Reversing that trend became one of the first priorities of my father's administration. Governor Camacho believed Guam was an infant economic giant, and he proved it by modernizing our economy, spurring growth, and bringing back educated sons and daughters to help build a new civilian government. Many of the people that are in positions of authority and power on Guam right now are sons and daughters of those folks. that Carlos brought back. Today, we find ourselves at another crossroads. Our people are leaving again, not because they don't love home, but because they don't see a future here. I recently read that one of the saddest things is to be tied to a land yet feel unwelcome in it. That's how many families feel today, priced out of paradise by a cost of living that keeps rising faster than our paychecks. Now, what does she propose to do about this? Well, got to read the entire article where we talk about who's going to need to help fix things. It's congressional drafters. Oh, these are part of the problem. It's congressional drafters who forget to include Guam unless we fight to be counted. And then she goes on to talk about that's why Guam's delegate matters so much. The delegate's job isn't a D.C. job. It's a Guam job, and its worth isn't measured by press releases or pictures with party leaders, but by whether families can afford to stay here, whether veterans receive the care they've earned, and whether our Manumco can live out their days with dignity and peace. I believe that standard of living is within reach, but it will take leadership that listens, works, and fights for Guam's families. Leadership that doesn't wait for Washington to notice, but makes Washington pay attention. Doesn't that sound like she's looking for a job?
Yeah.
Is it the Scion? The
Feels
Scion.
like a couple jabs there. Couple jabs there to Jimmy.
But pretty much, I think all
really,
of them.
but yeah.
I think all of it. Jimmy's going to get a job. He's the incumbent. He's going to get a job.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. But it looks like this might be the hey, send me, Lord. Pitch from Mary Torres here. Yeah, and it doesn't actually come right out and ask for the job, but that's that might be. That might be all you need to read in this conversation. Yeah, the handwriting on the wall, and it's in Mary Torres' handwriting. And I don't know. Again, we're all related. We all know each other around here. This is going to make for an interesting race for the congressional deal. And with Jimmy running as a Republican, Mary Torres is the scion of the Republican Party, the Princess Leia of the Republican. I think she bristles a little bit when I say it. It's too late. It's already in my head. The Princess Leia of the Republican Party, her father, the first elected governor of Guam, the last appointed governor of Guam, I believe, first elected governor of Guam. Her brother, twice elected governor of Guam, twice beat strong contender Robert Underwood for the job of governor of Guam. And now, there she was, working at the airport, working over at the seaport for a little bit until the other Republicans got her. Is it fair to say it that way? Well, it's too late. As everybody knows. Everybody knows. So there it is. There it is. Looks like Jimmy's going to be in for some company on the ballot. How many days? 295 days between now and the primary election. Wait a second, now I got to remember how that's going to unfold for them. But we'll talk about that when that gets a little bit clearer. Might as well talk about the general election, 362 days between now and then. Teresa Garcia talking about, yes, those good old days that we used to have. Oh, my God. Before there was a hotel there used to be a Wet Willie's. Before, back in the day. Was it a hotel or was it Sandcastle that got put up on top of where Wet Willie's was? I want to say it was kind of, you could, that was, oh my God. First of all, there was parking everywhere. And there was behind where Duty Free is now, there used to be this little ramp of a hill still there. And you could park up on that ramp of the hill. And I remember I got in trouble once because I had a friend of mine, he had just installed an alarm system in my car. And the alarm system kept going off. It was like one of those way too sensitive things. It was supposed to be, something touched the car, it was going to go off. But in this case, every time the wind blew, the alarm went off. And of course, I'm in the Signature getting drunk with my friends, so I didn't even hear the alarms go off until some of the neighbors started coming down and say, "Okay, who's got that car out in the side? Who's got the Celica GT? What's going on with you?" Anyway, so that was my story. Those are some incredible times that we used to have. And yeah, you could go from one side of the street to the other. How many strip joints do we have down here back in the 90s?
8. I'm guessing, okay, there was 8.
Tourist night, for sure. Oh, because you know what? Back in those days, things were decentralized. It wasn't all down here because we had, the base was still
Andes.
open. So there were places up on Route 8 that you could go to if you wanted to see some naked. And then I'm fond of remembering
Texas.
that even across Navy Hospital, the corpsmen and the men and the women of the Navy Hospital could go across the street. There was a strip joint there. It is now the Department of Parks and Rec's headquarters on that particular road here, just before you get to the snaky part. Just thinking out loud that we had it better, and maybe we got to figure out among all of us here on Guam and in Washington, D.C., how to make Guam Guam again. It's 7:43 on the Ray Gibson Show. I got to grab a break. We'll come back and look at traffic and more.
In a world where the 2025 Nissan inventory must be moved, one team rises.
The clearance team.
The clearance team? What's that?
We're the Nissan Guam clearance team, slashing prices on all 2025 vehicles. We even have models starting as low as $150 per paycheck.
That's awesome. Let's do it.
You're gonna love yourself a Nissan.
Don't miss the model year-end clearance happening now at Nissan Guam. On approved credit, some conditions apply. See Nissan Guam for details.
Travel goals unlocked. Whether it's Korea in the summer or Japan in the fall, the United Credit Card from First Hawaiian Bank can help you turn your urge to explore into your next boarding pass. Apply by October 31st, 2025, and if approved, earn 45,000 bonus miles when you spend $2,000 within the first 3 months after account opening. Unlock your next adventure with the First Hawaiian Bank United Credit Card. It all starts with yes. Terms and conditions apply. To learn more, visit one of our branches or go to fhb.com/United.
Got it. I'm sorry. I'm just. I'm vibing. I'm vibing.
It's a night
here.
at the Roxbury.
I was feeling vibey. So I was doing my little vibey dance. The reason why is I've been making a big deal about all the cool speakers and earbuds that they have and whatever over at Beyond the Box in the Micronesia Mall. But they've got, and I held one in my hand recently. It's the new iPhone Air. It's the thinnest one ever, lightest one ever, big screen ever. Yeah, don't drop it. You get first thing, go Beyond the Box, you buy it, and they've got them in stock now. So all the different whatever flavors they come in, don't worry about it. They've Fel and the team over there have got every version of it that you need. But you're going to hold this thing in your hand and say, "Oh my God, this is sexy." Trying to remember which phone it was from before when you held it in your hand. You thought, "Oh my God, this is sexy." One of those kind of flip phony things, and you're doing that Captain Kirk thing. And you're going to get that same feel holding this. It fits perfectly in virtually every hand. A little bit heavy on the top, but that's where the lenses are. In fact, that's where most of the computing is on this. The rest of it is screen and battery. Listen, I want you to test drive it, find out about it, see how it's going to fit in your new digital lifestyle. Beyond the Box, first floor, the Micronesia Mall. Let me catch my breath here and take a look at the traffic gizmo and see if we've got anything for you to worry about as you make your way back and forth on the roads today. Everybody back to school. Everybody should be back to work, and the traffic looks like everybody working. A little bit of traffic northbound on Marine Corps Drive just before you get into Anderson Air Force Base up in the T-Zim area and the Gaines. Southbound on Marine Corps Drive, you are going to run into traffic over at Ipaupau. Less than normal, but it's still there, and there's really no excuse for it. That I can think of. Southbound from there towards the intersection of 1 and 3. Not so much traffic there at the intersection because most of the cars are still stuck on Route 3. At 746, it looks like we've gone from Carline over at Ukadu to everybody trying to get out of that area at the same time. Maybe another road. Maybe there's a way to scratch in another piece of dirt here. Nah, that would be asking too much, right? Another way to get on Route 3. There's got to be some land there that we can do, and just kind of poke around and then come out around on the Harmon side a little bit, and I mean there's going to be construction up there as well. I mean, there's going to be developments. Might as well start thinking about when was the last time we built a new road on Guam? I ask that question every once in a while. I think it's been a long time since I have. When was the last time they actually put a new road that went somewhere here on Guam? Anyway, southbound Marine Corps Drive to the Micronesia Mall intersection. Actually, not a lot of traffic right there, so you should be good. Take your chances on Route 16 if you're headed to Central Guam via 8, 10, and 16. Busy on the Wendy's side. It's the Tendies, and a little bit busy on the Route 8 side in both directions as people try to sort it out through that intersection, that crazy intersection. Marine Corps Drive, a little bit bit busy, looks like, in front of the ITC building. I'm going to zoom in on that. Looks like slower than normal traffic coming off of Donkey Village and Epal Road before you get to ITC building. But once you pass it, should be good. Route 8's looking better than Route 4 if you got to make a decision. Route 10 busy in some of the usual spots. Like I said, Wendy's, Untalon Middle School over by the church as you make your way towards the Most Lunga intersection on Guam, and that is 10 and 15. Southbound Marine Corps Drive, if you're in Agana already and you need to get to Big Navy, you can speed. There's nobody there. You might want to slow down over at the port, but for the most part, all the way down to the gate and say hello to the guy in the front. 748, there's your Right Now traffic. This is The Point.
Bundle smarter, work better. When you're running a business, every decision counts. Now's your chance to make one that gives you more. For a limited time, get hybrid fiber internet up to 1 gig for as low as $125 a month. Plus, get up to 6 months of free internet and free Samsung Galaxy earbuds when you bundle with Docomo Pacific. Ready to get started? Try our free bundles calculator by visiting info.docomopacific.com/radio25. While supplies last, some conditions apply.
Every company needs money for investments to help grow or working capital to take on today's economy. That's why Bank Pacific's commercial loan officers stand ready to help you. We offer several programs tailored to assist companies to get to the next step, or perhaps for a startup, including working with SBA and GITA. Bank Pacific. And we want to be your partner. Equal opportunity lender. Credit conditions apply.
35 days. 36 days now, right? Longest government shutdown ever in the history. The shortest ones were in 1977 under then President Jimmy Carter. He also enjoyed a couple of other shutdowns, 3 in 77. One of them went 12 days. 1979, one of them went 11 days. In 1978, Carter endured a 17-day government shutdown. I got to do some history and find out why all of that existed. Bill Clinton had a 21-day shutdown. Let me see. Obama had a 16-day shutdown. And, of course, Donald Trump holds the record for the longest shutdowns, the one that we're in right now and the one from 2018, where they shut the government down for 34 days. Now, I remember there was a lot of, teeth gnashing that was going on back then. But I'm kind of curious. The 10 away from the top of the hour is just kind of curious about this. We're in now the longest government shutdown in the history of the Republic. And how have you been affected? How have you been affected? Now, I've got some things that I need to deal with the Federal Communications Commission, and I've been unable to do that in the 35 or 36 days that we've been here in this particular shutdown. And I'm not missing having to send in those reports and applications and things like that. We'll all get caught up when everything kind of turns over. But otherwise, I don't know that there's been an impact that I have felt. The beer keeps flowing. The credit card keeps working. Lights are on at the house. The internet seems to be working just fine. So I don't know that this is one of those things. It's certainly not as bad as COVID, is the point that I'll make. But what about you? What kind of impacts have you had with the deal? Anyway, 7:51 in the morning, and portions of the broadcast made possible by the guys that are putting together the Fresh Fit menu at Subway, where you got to refresh to be fresh.
Rediscover Talk Radio here. Your FM News Talk Superstation. This is The Point.
Smugs Online says, well, how have I been affected? I've been home and have not been paid, LOL. Well, it's going back to what we called the opportunities, right? Smug and I kind of grew up together and run around some of the same places. And I recalled that back in the old days, guys like Smug Wimp, that had a lot of innate talent into him, is really good at technology, computers, and things like that. This kind of guy always had like 3 or 4 things going at once, and might still to a degree have 3 or 4 things going on at once. But the mainline gig is the one that unfortunately is not going to be paying him. And so if you've got some things that you might be able to gig work this guy, you might want to talk to him because he's that good. There was a time back before we all had Garmin watches and we had apps with maps on them.
Oh yeah.
He wrote the Garmin software for Guam.
He did?
Yeah. You
could
go and buy like a GPS deal from a big Garmin that sits on the back in the old days. They used
so he's the dude we should blame, right?
No.
When things go wrong.
No, even when it goes right. No, there was a time where when you rented a car, one of the things they charged extra for was GPS. And now it's in the phone, so you don't need it. But I had one of those things, and it was one of those impulse purchases because when you got it on Guam, it would show you a map of Guam, but that was it. It's like, here's Guam. All right, where's the roads? What are their names? Is that all of that stuff? It took guys like Smug to be able to put that together. You used to be able to send him an email, throw a couple of bucks in PayPal, and he'd give you the software so you could plug that into your Garmin. And unbelievable technology, unbelievable talent that we've got here on Guam that can do all of that kind of stuff. 753-888-8255. What's that, Chet? This is Schumer's shutdown. Now, Schumer wants to negotiate. But he wants to negotiate with the President of the United States of America. And the President has already spoken. He's already made his point. And the President would make it again. Look, go back to Johnson. Take a look at the continuing resolution that you guys have already passed a bunch of times, and just do that. Anything else that you want to do? You want to talk about Obamacare? We'll talk about Obamacare. We'll talk about all of these subsidies or whatever. But it's going to be on the other side when the government is back together. That's what Trump says. That's what Johnson is going to say, and there's no point to trying to negotiate any further. Plus, the fun part is now watching him squirm even more. Now, they said there's speculation. You might have heard this with some of the right-wing bomb throwers on the radio yesterday. Now that the election is over and we've got ourselves a communist running the city of New York, now that that's taken care of, maybe the fun part here is going to be we'll go ahead and reopen the government now. We just wanted to make Trump feel the heat. Whatever, but it's possible that they might go in that direction. We'll just have to watch and see. Charlie Hermosa, who is speaking, it almost sounds like a saint when he says this. He says, "Good morning, Point Familia. As much as we don't like the new mayor of New York City, we also don't want it to fail." You're a good Catholic boy. Aww, you are a good Catholic
Charlie.
boy. I'm sorry. I don't know that I'm built that way. Maybe
we want it to sink into the ocean.
Right?
Yeah. We don't want to see it again, you New Yorkers.
All of Manhattan is just, just take a bite out of the Big Apple, the last chance to see.
Yeah, adios.
And just, yes, let it fail. In fact, maybe we ought to do what they did in that movie. It's Escape from New York. We'll just we'll blow up all the bridges out of Manhattan and just put up fences, right? We'll put up fences.
You can't come out.
You cannot. You can't. You wanted your own little
sleep in the bed you make.
communist
right?
Muslim enclave. You've got it. All right. Anything else that you need, you negotiate with us, and we'll tell you what we will allow into and out of your little Muslim communist enclave in the place. Yeah, you and Ocasio-Cortez can rule over this part.
She's so cute.
That's the thing, isn't it? That's the thing.
I hate it.
Anyway, so I don't know. I didn't have a chance to go outside and look at anything. How's the weather? Is it still kind of soggy, gloomy?
Doom.
All right. Well, that's too bad. We'll get around to looking for news that will brighten things up. Anybody? Did they don't have? We've settled this already, right? The Arc Light Memorial, the old B-52, is gone. Up at Anderson Air Force Base?
It was gone,
Yeah, there used to be a big B-52 that they weren't using anymore, and the same way that there was a Polaris missile that was in the front of the gate at Polaris Point, they moved it to the back, but there used to be some kind of very, very clear monument to the military and their presence here on Guam in the form of a B-52 bomber at Anderson Air Force Base. Now, what happened to it? Well, it's possible that it might have been earmarked for an upgrade and sent back to Boeing to get some parts. There's a no, I'm serious.
They're going to refurbish it.
That's the whole point of the B-52 bombers. I think we're at a point now that there might be great-grandchildren of guys that flew the original B-52 bombers when they first rolled off the assembly lines all those years ago. I mean, it's a 70-year-old aircraft design. But it's good, and it still works. And Boeing is still selling, I'm sure, millions and millions, billions maybe, in spare parts and upgrades. So the 70-year-old B-52 bomber will basically be a new airplane once it finally gets its upgrade. They're updating the B-52's new radar technology. New engines are going into it. U.S. President Donald Trump's StatCom nominee says the upgrades make the B-52s basically a new airplane. The upgrades are delayed by years and over budget. Of course, planned upgrades for the strategic bomber will make it a new airplane. The Stratofortress has been a workhorse of the Air Force's long-range bomber fleet for decades, proving so indispensable that the service isn't ready to let it go. Modernization will keep it flying at least into the 2050s. Those upgrades have been hit by delays and overruns. And I tell you what, they keep doing all of this stuff. We'll be able to see it in almost real time. I don't know that we've got a massive B-52 fleet here, but we've got the guys from, where is it, North Dakota that fly in every once in a while.
Yeah.
You know, whenever, no, not the Enola Gay, Joe. That's a whole different area.
I'm sorry.
But anyway, so whenever whenever we require a flex, it's nice to know that we've got the new and improved B-52s that are going to be flying around here. Mutkus on the line. You remember back in the old days, you sit on the side of Marine Corps Drive and watch the fleet of flatbeds taking bombs from Naval Magazine all the way up to Anderson Air Force Base?
Yes, I do. I remember that.
Fondly, man.
And, those were the days. We were a lot younger then. The other thing was, first, Wet Willie's is where Deucet is now.
Okay. All right, got it.
Yeah. Behind Sandcastle.
There needs to be, somebody needs to get together and come up with an old Guam beach map and map out all of the places. I've got a little bit in my head of where some of the cool places were. I mean, the easy ones where the Berdalios had their place over at the Blue Lagoon. And it's not too far away from where, I take a drink on the beach now where Tahiti Rama was, but I completely forget where places like as you're pointing out, Wet Willie's and Barney's were.
Yeah. Well, no, Barney's was on the beach, Fujita.
Down around that side? God, that might be the best piece of real estate in all of Tumon, in that softest beach, and I want to say the cleanest patch of water in front of any hotel or non-hotel in Tumon. Anyway, listen, dude, I got 10 seconds before the top of the hour. You got to call back because the news.
They cut up the B-52.
Wait, hold on. You got to call back. Hey, Martin, call back because I got the news playing because Pika's best is Fox.
A big cut in U.S. air travel. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. The FAA just announcing a 10% reduction in capacity at 40 major airports to maintain safety as a government shutdown continues.
I anticipate there will be additional disruptions. There will be frustration. We are working with the airlines. They're going to work with passengers. But in the end, our sole role is to make sure that we keep this airspace as safe as possible.
Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says the capacity reductions are part of a larger plan to reduce the pressure on airport staffing, as some of the air traffic controllers working without pay miss work, taking other jobs to support their families. The House and Senate Democratic leaders sending a letter demanding a meeting with the president on the shutdown and health care costs. President Trump telling Fox's Bret Baier Democrats need to support a stopgap bill to reopen government.
They become radicalized lunatics, actually, in a true sense. They should automatically extend, and we will make a deal as soon as they do. As soon as they do, we'll make a deal.
The president, citing pollsters, also says the shutdown was a big factor in Republican election losses yesterday. But House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries hears a different message.
An extraordinary rejection of the extremism that the American people have been experiencing since day one of Donald Trump's presidency.
Fox's Bret Baier speaks with the president and also with Jeffries, airing tonight on Special Report 1 hour from now, 6 Eastern. The NTSB says the left wing caught fire and an engine fell off as a UPS plane crashed shortly after takeoff yesterday in Louisville, gaining enough altitude to clear a fence at the end of the runway.
Shortly after clearing that fence, it made impact with structures and the terrain off of the airport property.
NTSB Chair Todd Inman says they have the flight data and cockpit voice recorders. That crash now blamed for at least 11 deaths. America is listening to Fox News.
Ring in the season with Coca-Cola and Burger King's Seasons Winnings Holiday Giveaway. 4 lucky winners will win a Coca-Cola Premium Prize Pack at participating Burger King locations. Each prize pack includes a Coca-Cola outdoor canopy, barbecue grill, Adirondack chair, and a stainless cooler. Purchase any large Whopper combo meal and receive an official validation slip to enter on the official Coke Guam website. See restaurant for details. Promotion ends December 31st, 2025. Drawing will be held on January 7th, 2026. Happy holidays from your friends at Burger King. You rule.
Celebrating the 176th year anniversary of American President Lines. APL is a trusted partner to the U.S. government and its military. Our U.S. flagged vessels are proud to provide ocean transportation, logistics, and critical mission support worldwide, and most especially to our local partners right here on Guam and Saipan. APL has an extensive network that connects your shipping needs to anywhere in the world. The APL Guam team is dedicated and here to help you. Call 588-4651 or visit apl.com. APL Global Presence with a local home.
Forum in Miami.
After last night's results, the decision facing all Americans could not be more clear. We have a choice between communism and common sense.
He calls New York's incoming mayor, Democratic Socialist Zoran Mamdani, a communist. The president says Democrats offer an economic nightmare, though he also now says he wants New York to be successful, suggesting he'll help them a little bit. This just hours after Mamdani named his transition team.
In the coming months, I and my team will build a city hall capable of delivering on the promises of this campaign.
Mamdani has said he won't be intimidated by the president's threats to hold back federal funding. The Supreme Court hears arguments in the legal fight over the president's use of an Emergency Powers Act for tariffs.
They boil down to this question: do these tariffs the president has levied equate to taxes? And if so, doesn't the taxing power rest solely with Congress? There were 3 hours of heated arguments, very tough questions for both sides of the aisle. Nearly every justice expressed skepticism at some point about how the president has used these emergency powers. Justices Kavanaugh and Barrett kept returning to this question: if the plaintiffs in this case concede that the president does have the power to shut down trade altogether, why wouldn't he also have the power to do something lesser than that in imposing these tariffs? But Justice Jackson argued that Congress's intent in passing this law was more about limiting the president, not giving him even more power.
Fox's Shannon Bream at the High Court. President Trump has called it a life or death case for the country. The U.S. Treasury and Commerce secretaries and some members of Congress all inside the court for those arguments. A partial rebound on Wall Street. The Dow gaining 225, the S&P up 24, the NASDAQ up 151 points, but all three were higher during the session. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News.
The guy Ben's
At Mezcla Dos, every bite is a taste of Guam. Juicy burgers, stacked high, crispy fries, and Chamorro barbecue hot off the grill, all made fast, fresh, and full of flavor. It's the island vibe you crave and made to satisfy. Whether you're dining in or grabbing a quick lunch to go, Mezcla Dos has the flavor that keeps you coming back. We're proud to be serving up food that shows off Guam's flavors, from our signature sauces to fresh local ingredients. Every dish is packed with island flavor. And don't forget, locals love Wednesdays. All locals and military get 10% off all day. Bring the whole family, bring your appetite, and make every Wednesday a flavor-packed day. Because at Mezcla Dos, every meal feels like home.
Hafa day, Alex here from Security Title. Thinking about buying a home? Here's your quick financial roadmap. Step 1, check that credit score. It's your golden ticket to better rates. Step 2, set your budget. Down payment, closing costs, monthly payments, know your numbers. Step 3, get pre-approved. That's your power move in this market. Finally, work with a trusted real estate agent and Security Title to guide you every step of the way. Your dream home starts with a solid financial plan.
Level up your fitness routine with Subway's new Fresh Fit collection, built to fuel your day with better-for-you subs. Each new Fresh Fit sub is packed with protein, stacked with a full serving of veggies, all under 500 calories. Give in to the guilt-free pleasures of the new Fresh Fit subs only at Subway. Eat fresh, feel good.
News this hour is brought to you by Family Finance.
Off day, it's 8:06. I'm Donna De Jesus with a look at your local news on the point. The high-speed Jigo chase case against 45-year-old Nathaniel James Diaz-Ponzalan was permanently dismissed this week. Superior Court Judge Alberto Tolentino dismissed the charges with prejudice after prosecutors failed to proceed with the trial. The failure occurred when two key witnesses, a police officer and an expert, left Guam despite being legally subpoenaed. Because the jury had already been selected, the ruling prevents the government from ever refiling the charges. Ponzalan, who faces multiple felony counts, including meth and firearm possession, and up to 2 years in prison, is now a free man. Defense attorney Peter Sanchez called the government's failure a serious lapse. Meanwhile, Congressman Jim Moylan's office is sharing help for federal workers affected by the ongoing shutdown, now in its 36th day. Staff say furloughed employees should bring federal ID when requesting assistance and should contact banks, landlords, and utilities early. Pacific Care West West Care Pacific Islands is offering emergency help for rent, utilities, food, and counseling. The Guam Department of Labor can guide workers on unemployment and job support. Local banks and credit unions have payment deferrals and short-term loans. SNAP, Catholic Social Services, and the Salvation Army have food assistance. The Emergency Rental Assistance Program and Homeowner Assistance Fund can help with housing costs. Crisis support is available 24/7 at 988. More news after this.
Family Finance has been serving the people of Guam since 1959, and they will continue to be there for you in the years to come. Whether you're looking to get a personal loan for that family vacation or paying off those long overdue bills, Family Finance has got you covered. Apply for a personal loan from $1,000 up to $4,000 by calling Family Finance in Hagåtña 475-4545 or Dededo 633-4473. Family Finance.
GPA is reminding residents to prepare as Tropical Depression 32W strengthens. Officials advise removing damaged trees and trimming branches to keep them from falling on homes or power lines. Secure lightweight items like lawn furniture and trash bins so they do not become airborne in high winds. Residents who rely on electric life support systems should plan for backup power or move to a location with electricity. Check flashlights, generators, and battery-powered radios. Unplug sensitive electronics to avoid damage from outages. GPA also urges safe generator use and says never run a generator indoors due to carbon monoxide risks. And graduate students at UOG are hosting a conference on civic engagement and democracy tomorrow from 9 to 2. The event will take place at the SBPA building, room 131. Presentations will explore how traditional governance and modern democratic systems can work together and how media and technology are shaping civic participation across the Pacific. Attendees will hear from guest speakers and participate in discussions on public policy and community involvement. For more information or to RSVP, call 988-9698. And those were your top stories. Back to Ray with weather.
Boy, you're doing a great job today, Don. I'm just going to say, being able to fill the newscasts with what little news that we have without repeating a whole lot. OMG, that's exciting stuff here. It leaves me to fill in some of the other interesting gaps from stories and letters that we have received and that we are seeing here this morning, including a rather strange story about a book review from the States that mentions Guam. East County Magazine, award-winning nonprofit media in the public interest serving San Diego's inland region. Hey, San Diego, Jerome. Hey,
what up, SD?
My Cali people. Check this out, because I think it mentions Chamorro's Guamanians that live there now. And one of them wrote a book. His name is Richard Opper. If you know him, let him know that we're talking about it on the radio, or tell him to find us on YouTube or Facebook Live as a video on demand, because there's a book. It's called Oaks From Acorns Grow. And you might be wondering, what the hell's an oak tree got to do with Guam? I think you'll just need to continue listening and find out. Earlier, while the news was playing from Fox News, I found what I was looking for, and it is the tracking map so far of 32W. 32W lingering south of Guam to the east of Guam as well. It's not going to be an issue for Guam, other than other than rainy and windy conditions, and just conditions that will bring out there's a certain color of the black mold that looks best in the kind of weather that we've got right now. And I know you're thinking this is going to be a dig at the hospital. It is, but it's also a dig over at the Pac Star Hotel and the Verona, the Corona Verona Hotel, which is all black and moldy right now. And if they're not going to do anything with it, bulldoze it, and let's rebuild the Barneys or a Tahiti Rama or a Wet Willie's on the grounds thereof. Showers likely, possibly a thunderstorm today. Some of these stormy conditions could bring heavy rainfall. It's going to be cloudy. You can see that now with daytime highs of about 86 degrees, so it's not going to get too hot today. Heat index is only at 90. Windy as well. East-southeast winds 21 to 30 miles an hour, gusting as high as 45 miles an hour. I'm too lazy to go check out the observation page over at the National Weather Service to see if we're actually getting any of that. But it's nice to know that GPA put out the pre-typhoon checklist for everybody, even though it's not a typhoon. We got the weather for tomorrow. Joe, what's tomorrow?
Tomorrow's Friday.
That's according to the calendar. Showers, likely, possibly thunderstorms as well. Some of these storms, again, heavy rainfall, mostly cloudy. Cool day, about 86 degrees. Breezy day tomorrow as well, with winds from the southeast about 21 to 25 miles an hour, gusting as high as 38. You like that? That's the weather for Friday night and a chunk of Saturday as well, with scattered showers and thunderstorms as the deal makes its way out of here. If I didn't put the map up so you can see it, there it is now over on the left-hand corner. I don't need a pointer because it actually says Guam right there on the thing, so you can see where Guam is, and most of the activity and development is going to happen as it makes its way to the east of Guam, Yap State, etc., and parts of that part of the Blue Ocean are going to be impacted by this, depending on just how much wobble it's going to be going through. But as you can see, the Joint Typhoon Warning Center is saying that this thing is going to go right through the North Island of Luzon in the Philippines, and boy, they don't need any more of that. They had a rough go with another storm that just passed through last weekend and absolutely devastated parts of Cebu. The flooding, the landslides, the washing away just about. It looks like some of the pictures that I saw looked like there was an inland tsunami that absolutely wiped the place out. So thoughts and prayers, and if there's any organizations here on Guam that are going to be helping with relief out there, let me know so we can get the usual suspects all lined up with donations. Sunrise this morning was at 6:17. Sunset tonight is going to be at 5:52. Studio time is 8:13. This is The Point.
My Rewards is giving away 1 million points at 76 Circle K. Fuel up 7 gallons and you're automatically entered to win. Every week for 12 weeks, 11 winners will be taking home 7,600 My Rewards points. Redeem food, drinks, gas, and more. The My Rewards 1 million points prize pool is exclusively for My Rewards members only. Not a member? Sign up now on the My Rewards app, available on the App Store or Google Play. What would you do with your share of 1 million My Rewards points? Join My Rewards at 76 Circle K. Better rewards, bigger savings.
In a world where the 2025 Nissan inventory must be moved, one team rises.
The clearance team.
The clearance team? What's that?
We're the Nissan Guam clearance team, slashing prices on all 2025 vehicles. We even have models starting as low as $150 per paycheck.
That's awesome. Let's do it.
You're gonna love yourself a Nissan.
Don't miss the model year-end clearance happening now at Nissan Guam. Want approved credit? Some conditions apply. See Nissan Guam for details.
It's not hey, it's hey. Portions of the broadcast made possible by APL American President Lines, a global presence with a local home, also being brought to you by Guam Regional Medical City. They are your healthcare partners.
News to fill your mind. Talk to get it out. The Ray Gibson Show. Call now, 888-8255.
Uncle Donovan on the meme machine asking this question. The Navy is building a new access road from MCD, Marine Corps Drive. I thought it was McDonald's.
Hey.
From MCD to Polaris Point. Does that count as a new road? Wait a second. Will I be able to drive on it? From Marine Corps Drive through Polaris Point, so just another way to get to the subs. I want to say yes, but I mean like a new routed road.
No access.
Yeah. I'm thinking, there's. Where do I want to see it? So I would love to see a new road, and it's separated by just the thinnest of green space. Pick a nail to EPAL Road.
Oh, wow.
Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be something?
Is it pick a nail or pick and nail? Because I always get a flat when I go through that area.
That's lost to history, Joe. That's, the people that would know are dead, unfortunately. And so we have what we have handed down to us from the old maps.
I could never figure it out.
And the old map makers to the new ones. I couldn't tell you. There's myth and legend about how places like get their name. But Picanell Road, if you know it, you know it. The Bank of Hawaii and the Shell, the road between that, Picanell. And it takes you behind AK, and it takes you to a little industrial park that we used to have. If you keep it all the way to the end is ERC, right? They've got the ERC place.
And then there's a gate.
Yes.
You can't pass through.
You cannot.
Well, Barney's used to be there, I think, right?
If we could, it's 100 feet. It's literally 100 feet. If we could open that,
through.
oh my God, do you?
With an eminent domain that land right now.
There are so many people that would benefit from all of that, especially since now that's one of the new conduits between Tumon and Marine Corps Drive, and it's not that much further from there to Donkey Village. And so, yeah, I'm going to bitch and moan and complain real quick about why we didn't do it all at the same time. When we fixed the snaky road around the Hilton side, we needed to keep going, all right? The rich people that live up there, they got a new fence, right? Is that a GovGuam fence?
Not rich people that live up there.
Is that a GovGuam fence, or is that like, some kind of the homeowner association saying we need to keep the Micronesians out or something? We need to put a fence up here, right?
They should put a toll, Ray.
A toll?
Like that guy down in Harmon Industrial, he used to charge money so we could pass through.
Yes,
to get to Route 16.
But if we didn't do that, they wouldn't have had the capital to build the Hemlani apartments, Joe.
True.
A little bit of history. I got to throw it out there. Who's on the phone?
It's Charlie, and he said he could deliver a cheeseburger with a drone, man.
I
So
didn't
I'm
want
excited.
a cheeseburger. I don't want a cheeseburger. I want an ounce.
There you go. He wants an ounce. Can you carry an ounce?
We were just talking about how cool it would have been if you'd have used your powers for evil instead of good. You would have been the Lex Luthor of Guam.
That's an evil laugh.
Charlie, Charlie Hermosa on the line, Bella Wings with, and this is something that you and I have been talking about for a couple of years. What changed now that you can push the button on it and finally open up this delivery business?
Well, there was the one missing component. The one missing component was actually what we didn't want to do is recreate the sorting facility. I think that right now we're in line. The back end of the delivery, as far as creating the delivery system software or assigning postal codes that the system can identify, we figured that out. So we had that in place. We pretty much have so we actually took, originally we were like, when Bella was created, it was more like drone delivery, but we're actually kind of taking that back, and we're actually trying to look at, we have a couple of vans that we're going to utilize to make the simple delivery. But one of the things that we're going to do, and we actually asked a lot of folks, like, for example, when would you want your deliveries made?
When I'm home.
Right. So, for example, one of the things that we're going to roll out and promote is the fact that we could make deliveries between 6 and 10 p.m., which kind of changes the delivery system a little bit. But the other part that, and the reason why this get rolled out was because I gave a speech yesterday on AI. But one of the things that I was just trying to show, I didn't know that we're going to make a story out of it, was that, looking at old models, the postal delivery, which is one of them, but adding an AI functionality to it could really change things up. And one of the things that I think we all struggle with is customer service. So one of the things that we want to be able to provide is an AI agent for everybody that signs up for a service. So basically, you have an AI agent, and you ask them, okay, where is this package? It tells you it's going to be delivered at such and such time. Could you hold it? I'd rather pick it up at the facility. They can go pick it up and so forth. So all those things, the back end stuff was the things that were already kind of in motion. We've been trying to work at it for several months, and we kind of slowed down a little bit because of the sorting. So I believe that we have figured that out, and so hopefully we can definitely, once we kind of sort through the facility aspect of being able to manage the mail and packages, everything else is a go.
So a lot of this, some of it comes from a little bit of brainstorming that we had years ago, and Charlie gave me a little bit of what his vision was, and I said, I think there might be a way that if there was a way that you could combine something like the Micronesia Mall, subterranean kind of airport packaging system, like the way they deal with luggage and moving parcels and boxes from one place to another. You could go in the mall if you wanted to. Otherwise, you could set it up so that it would you'd make the order. It would get put together by somebody that's sitting in a store and go through this little maze and tunnel system and whoosh, find its way in a box that you unlock with your QR code on the phone, and then you take your goodies and you go home. We thought that one might be an interesting way to do it, and then from that conversation, that leads into other what ifs, and I think the latest version of that what if is the scenario that you just described there.
No, absolutely. And we do have a sample, and these are the things that we're going to bring out, right? So we do have a sample mailbox, similar to what we had spoken about. Basically, you get a QR code, you go to the box, you scan it, and it opens up. So eventually down the road, some of the as far as being able to co-locate these boxes, I think is very efficient. Like, let's say we work with the mayors to get not make it a mail hub there at the mayor's office, but maybe set up a couple of boxes where we just deliver packages and we deliver them there to the mayor's office, and we send the code over to the respective customer. They go over to the mayor's office, they scan it, they open it, pick up the package, and walk home. So there's definitely a lot of applications, but the infrastructure, the logistics behind that, there's one missing component that was critical that we believe we have solved, and hopefully we'll be able to push it through, and everything works well. We should be able to get that up and running.
What about manpower? You got guys to drive the van? You got guys to haul stuff around?
Oh, yep, absolutely. We do. So we had two models. We're actually, we have a couple of vans that we have that we're going to be able to utilize for larger packages, larger boxes. But originally, the intent is we had partnered up with Good to Go. And so, that is still in the mix. We didn't want to recreate a delivery. If there was vehicles on the road making deliveries, whether it was food or anything, we wanted to be able to tap into that. So we want to kind of reach back to that model as well. We want to be able to have that flexibility where smaller packages, we'll be able to deliver with the network with a Good to Go. And then obviously futuristic looking, we definitely believe that we will be able to make deliveries with drones at some point. I mean, it's definitely in the mix. It's just a timeline perspective as far as
but there's also regulatory stuff as well. You're still limited to line of sight delivery, right?
Well, that changed, right? So President Trump has really pushed the agenda on making sure that we play in line with how the world is moving. So if you look at China today, China is making drone deliveries all over the place. I mean, their system, their network is pretty tight right now. So there's no reason why we shouldn't be there. So actually, President Trump has been pushing the agenda through the Department of Transportation to change those laws, and which they are. So they have changed it. So now the rules and regulations need to get updated, and the beyond visual line of sight is actually going to change. We're going to be able to go beyond that because the drones are safer, they're capable. I mean, the technology's there, and so that is not going to be an issue. But we do have to wait for the regulations to be updated. So. And that's why I say that those things are really coming. But in the short term,
but with terrestrial drivers, and I don't know. It's not like I've been in the room where everything is explained. But I sit at Moses, as you and I will from time to time, and here comes my buddy Ray, and he's picking up a meal for somebody, and then he disappears, and then it comes back 20 minutes later for another order that was placed maybe while he was out doing the delivery. I'm just wondering, has that been tweaked out so it's as efficient as possible? And when I talk about efficiency, I'm talking about the driver's time, I'm talking about the fuel costs, et cetera, to be going back and forth. How does my buddy Ray line up for those deliveries? Does he put in an offer? Look, I'm in the area, I'll pick it up, or I just left there, let me just swing and do the delivery and swing back?
Yeah, so the route's going to be what they call optimized. So, for example, it could, one of the areas that we're looking at optimizing based on village, right? Obviously, the northern's got a lot of deliveries, got a different probably manpower. But down south, we would consolidate the orders so that it would optimize the deliveries based on the location. So, one of the things that we had spoken to in the past was potentially get actually drivers from the south that want to get, do a side hustle or want to work. They would drive up to the hub, pick up the packages, and then take them down south and make them the deliveries as they're heading home. So not only are they making money on the deliveries, but they're also utilizing their advantage to go back home as
Right. Yeah, I'm headed that way anyways.
Yeah, correct, exactly. So that's the optimization that we're going to utilize to make the deliveries. But
how about take my bags to the airport? This is big in Japan. When you're going someplace, you don't want to have to worry about lugging your luggage, through train stations and subways and things like that. So you call people. There's a little agency, a little network of folks you can call. They will come to you, and they're just regular people. They don't wear uniforms, they have badges or anything. Just go. They're going to the airport too, but they've got a car, and so they come and pick up your stuff, and we'll put it in some kind of a secured holding area at the airport, and then you, with a QR code or something else, can unlock the deal and get your luggage out and then go check in.
No, absolutely. We've been trying to figure that out because, even for the food delivery, it took a while for us to kind of accept the fact that, we would just kind of order online and then receive it. It wasn't because COVID really, advanced that. But for the most part, people are like, nah, I'm just going to get my car. I want to drive a couple minutes, and go pick it up myself. But, that is, that's changing. The baggage one as well. The one that I've always looked at was, although we don't have, a slew of restaurants, but, how about if you're flying and you pre-order your meal, like say at McDonald's or Burger King or any of those, and you get delivered similar to the duty free when you buy something,
nice.
You put in the bag.
Yeah,
they give it to you at the door.
So you've got other choices than the old Der Wiener Schnitzel.
Right, exactly. Other than what's at the airport, you pre-order online. You're waiting in line. They roll out the little cart with the meal deliveries, and you pick up, the bags that pertain to you as far as the food. That was always, and again, it kind of solves an issue that you think about, right? Just think about all the things that are really like, God, I wish we had, X. And then, with the AI, that's what I was talking about yesterday. With AI, I wish we had this. Gives everybody actually the opportunity to go out there and actually create something. Right? And that's what I was trying to say. Like the curve has been flattened. We all can now have the ability to utilize these tools to create our own, potential solution.
You've got to be thinking in these terms. A lot of positions are going to be going away as a result of AI and the capabilities of the people that know how to work AI. They're going to be the ones that they get to keep their jobs. Everybody else had better learn how to swing a hammer or turn a screwdriver. 828. Charlie, I wish I had more time. I got a couple of guests coming in. It's a great conversation with the people from Astro. They're the guys that are going to be. You're into 3D printing and that kind of technology as well. These guys are scaling up 3D printing and turning it into actual mechanical and manufacturing processes. It's here. It's actually here on Guam.
No, absolutely right. And if you could really push, make sure that I know they're doing military first, but we got to get the commercial. We can't wait until later. The commercial has to be in line as well. There's definitely a lot of manufacturing industries that would love to come to Guam right now, but this is the missing key for that type of development. I hope Astro can really, if you can make a plug to, how fast we can move the commercial development a lot quicker would be really, really keen.
I'll ask them. I'll ask them because I'm sure their concerns are beyond military uses as well. Talk to you pretty soon, Charlie Hermosa, the amazing and incredible Charlie Hermosa. Have a great day. Donna D with news and headlines coming up next. A very, very quick look at celebrity birthdays and a very, very quick small number of special events are on the way as well. Donna D with news after these.
Start your day with our Spam or Bacon Wraps, perfectly grilled and packed to go. Or taste the twist on a classic with the KFC Colonel's Musubi in original and Zinger flavors. Hungry for more? Dig into the KFC Colonel's Big Platter. Sausage, egg, biscuit, and crispy hash brown. All in one hearty plate. Pair it with our premium Lavazza coffee or the refreshing zest of the new KFC Calamansi juice. Breakfast has never been this exciting. Only at KFC Breakfast. So good, so breakfast.
Attention federal employees and annuitants, GovGuam employees, GCA members, and Take Care members. Free open to the public health fairs will be Saturday, November 15th and 29th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Micronesia Mall. Learn more about Take Care's 2026 health plan offerings, wellness and fitness programs, provider network, and much more. Free health screenings by FHB Health Center. Visit TakeCareAsia.com. Take Care, our island, your health plan.
Did you forget you're supposed to do the news? No, I got guests coming in. So
I was rushing and I forgot that I couldn't really.
What?
Yeah.
You couldn't really rush because you see you're all.
I'm broken.
Yes, you're lame in one leg.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I didn't say gimpy.
I know.
8:31 now with the news and the headlines. Here's Donna D. What's going on?
The Guam Education Board faces a challenge as it meets tomorrow to vote on a new superintendent. Chair Angel Sablan warned the board must secure at least 6 votes from the 8 members to confirm a candidate. If no candidate gets 6 votes, the selection process will be delayed or may need to restart. The board is working to replace Superintendent Eric Swanson, who resigns at the end of the year. Meanwhile, Guam's Dr. John Ray Taitino has been reelected as president of the Cancer Council of the Pacific Islands. The CCPI works with the CDC to address health disparities across the Pacific. Other elected officers include Martina Reichart of the FSM as vice president and former Senator Luis Borja as secretary-treasurer. And Pacific Islands University is celebrating its 50th anniversary with the annual Pacific Islander Barbecue. This event is set for this Saturday, November 8, from 4 to 7 at the PIU campus in Manilao. The celebration features live performances, raffle prizes, and kid activities. Tickets are $20 and can be purchased at the campus office or Jamaican Grill in Manilao. And that was your last look at local headlines on the point. Now back to Ray.
Hey, if you got events like that Donna's talking about and you don't know where to put them to get free publicity, the point.gu on the World Wide Web. This is a huge number of people visit this website every day because it's also got the visual television on it, the visual radio on it, so you can watch it. And the cool thing is, I don't know, so it's not like I can call you out. I can't dox you and say you're watching the program. Some people want to be able to just watch in peace. Right underneath that is a listing of things called happenings, and under the happenings, there's a plug. This is kind of pinned for GPO and a Thanksgiving raffle they've got. The Thursday Stink and Drink tonight, GCC's Roadmap College Career Night. That's taking place today as well. And tomorrow at the university, I think this is, UOG, Strengthening Democracy, a civic engagement in Guam and the Pacific. And so if you've got stuff like that you want to get free publicity for, just go to thepoint.gu on the World Wide Web. Click on where it says community and then the submitted event. And I usually get those things processed in just a little bit. Tracy is saying, God, I hope you get Alex from Astro on your show soon. He's great. You'll totally nerd out with him. We did, says the people over at GP. I'm like, dude, the guys, the Astro people are going to be on the air in a few minutes. 8:33 in the morning. We've got the celebrity birthdays for today. Include Sally Field. That's the mom from Forrest Gump.
The whole time?
Yeah.
Huh? The whole time?
I loved her in that
Yes.
Burt Reynolds flick.
Burt Reynolds is that's Forrest Gump's dad.
His chick at one time?
Yes, that's the little known fact. Hollywood's tried to keep it away from us. Yes, there's Gidget and the Flying Nun. Maria Shriver is 69 years old. Isn't she married to Arnold Schwarzenegger?
She was.
Who? Was.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were trying to breed bulletproof Kennedys.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Lori Singer from Footloose and Fame is 67 years old. Ethan Hawke, it says actor, is 54. Why do I know that name?
All right.
He's handsome. That's what. He's married to
Did
Uma
he play
Thurman.
Robin in one of the Batmans? No.
Is he
Training Day?
He's not. Is he
No.
the bow and arrow
He's
guy?
the handsome one.
Yeah, he's a handsome
What,
young
he's just a
looking
good-looking guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thandie Newton is 52 years old.
That sounds familiar.
She takes. I'm trying to think if she. I'm going to get the names wrong. And I'm not going to be able to do this without mentioning the new Star Trek. But they're not going to make a new movie with the Star Trek. The one that we know now with the guy Chris Pine.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've decided that everybody makes too much money now because they were cheap.
greedy.
They were cheap in the first couple of Star Trek movies that what's his name did, but now everybody's famous and so they can't afford to make a new one. So they've just said, okay, we'll see if we can take that in another direction. Emma Stone is 36 years old. She's the girl.
She's the ginger with the lisp.
Ginger with, okay, I'm going to have to
hot.
sort that
She's
out.
from La La Land, I think. That's the only thing I can remember from her from because I watched. I think she's ginger. Well, strawberry.
It's basketball day today because
Hooray.
today is the day that Pat Tillman was born.
Is that why?
No, that's not it. Not Pat Tillman. James Nesmith is the inventor of basketball. He was born on 1861 in Ontario, Canada.
Nice white guy.
Gotta be.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the way they make them in Canada for the most part. And for sure in 1861. It's Nachos Day. That's Nachos. That's mine. Saxophone Day, International Stress Awareness Day, and Eat Smart. International Stress Awareness Day.
I am aware every single day.
Yeah, here's the thing. We're all working hard. We're all working hard. Harden up, would you? Learn to cope. Put some better coping facilities on with yourself, and you will be okay. Don't worry about it. 8:35. Medicate. Yeah, self-medicate if you want to. It's why they sell them in 6-packs. By the time you hit number 6, you don't. Whatever is bugging you, it's not going to bother you anymore. I got 6 beers in me. What the hell? I don't know. I tend not to stress about things for the most part because it's like don't worry, things will get harder. Right? Things are only going to get worse from here. So just the plan for the worst. When it hits you, then you're not surprised about it, and then you can just kind of pick up your gear and just kind of move along. Don't worry. Whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right?
No. It wounds you.
Nick Nichols says Ethan Hawke was in Training Day with Denzel Washington.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Boy, that movie repositioned Denzel Washington in my mind. Oh my God, is this the same guy? Nick Nichols says Ohio Point peeps and Steve and Liz Amagwin. Steve was talking about Signature Lounge. We were talking about when Guam was great, and that was one of the reasons why Guam was so incredible. Right there in Tumon, it was kind of in the north end, middle of everything. It became Pleasure Island, but people were already having pleasure at places like Signature. We used to go there, obviously, because they had beer and they had better than average wait staff in the place and cold drinks. But one of the other reasons why we went there is because are my guests here? Yes. Oh, just bring them in. I'm just going to keep talking while they come in because I want to hit the ground running with these guys. Don't just come on in, Matt. Just sit in a chair over there because I know you better than I know this guy. So whoever's going to be doing the heavy lifting I was talking. I think you were here for some of this. Go ahead, put the microphone in front of you and try to get close to your face. All right. So you were here back in the day working when they still had a Signatures, right?